Hello, and happy Friday. You know, this particular Friday takes me back to the days when I worked weekends. And so you're like, yeah, it's Friday, but when you know you're going to be working for like 30 hours over the weekend, you're like, okay. Friday loses a little bit of its luster. But I can't complain because I wasn't necessarily working my butt off all week. Although I am incredibly short. We'll talk about that later. Io, good to see you. Dude, I think this is the first time. I believe this is the first time you are number one. First of all, but then also to have the number one crown. Maybe you got it from somebody else at some point, but I think this is the first time you have been first here. Welcome, and thank you for being first, for being here. I know you can't respond because you're busy, doing equations and mathematics and everything to make your D&D game better. Even more so now that you're a pro. But I appreciate you being here anyway. Yeah. So what I'm going to do... Let's see. I think that's a bit of an extreme reaction. I mean, that poor fellow looks completely distraught. I don't... unless school is kicking your butt. It's possible. School is a bitter pill. It's to undertake such a thing... voluntarily. I mean, I remember I was pressed into service for 13 years, had to do it. Then they paid me to go to school for 4 years. Well, 3.5 years. But, yeah, having to go back, I do not envy you your task, sir. Especially, I think it's even harder once you've been in the workforce for a while, and like you're used to getting compensated for your time instead of paying someone to give you work to do it. I mean, look, that's a very cynical view of school, but I'm sure there's great upside and everything, obviously, but it is. I think that would be the most jarring thing. And that's what screwed me over. I think it was my junior year in high school. I was like, this is a racket. Like, there are people out there. They go somewhere that they have to be from 7 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, and they get paid money by the hour to be there. I have to do the same thing, and I don't get any money for it. And then when you get into college, I'm paying you to grade me. It's crazy. Eliza, how are you feeling? Are you feeling like an 8-bit Space Invader right now? I hope you're feeling better. I'm not sure what I guess we're doing the hieroglyphs today, which is great. I can't communicate in those. I haven't mastered my nonverbals to that point. In fact, I've come to realize that while I think I'm just giving somebody a normal look, they think I'm like if I'm at a party, I'm just kind of sitting there just watching people. I'm fine, just watching. Somebody will come up and be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing." They're like, "You just look pissed off," and I'm like, no, I mean, I'm not thrilled. I'm at a party. Parties are like an anathema to people like me, or an enema, I guess. But I'm not mad or sad. I'm just here. I'm present. I'm people watching. I'm just not particularly engaged. And apparently that comes off as seething angry and mad and whatever. There you go, Aya. That's what I'm talking about. That's the old look I'm used to right there. The old one eye bigger than the other eye. You are feeling better. Good. No doubt it's the power of the beanie. No doubt. I'm glad you protected your melon or shrouded your melon in accordance with best medical practices. But so I'm going to try something. I don't know how this is going to work. But I've decided that I'm just going to go whatever. I've got some resources to work with here. The only deck that I really enjoyed playing and that I felt was more or less fair, it was a mid-range dragon deck. So what I want to do is go through the collection. I don't even know if I can search for this, how I would search for it, but I'm going to try to build a dragon deck. I don't know what colors it'll be, but I want as many cool bomb diggity dragons in it as possible. So we're going to take a look. All right, so purple has a lot of dragons. Looks like red has some. Can I show? I want to see cards that I don't have. Owned and unowned. If that is all Oh, there we go. Oh, look at all this. What color is that? Okay, it looks like it's all in purple, which kind of sucks because I don't like purple all that much. What is that, a neutral? I didn't know they had neutral in this, but they do. I'm just glad to see so many dragons because I was afraid I was going to do this and be like, oh, we only have like 2 dragons. I don't like the fact that I can't see the colors if I don't own them until I click on them. Like I want like an overview. I guess I could do this. All right, so we got, looks like we got a lot of dragon in red. Not really in, oh, so it's gold, not, I guess. Oh, dear goodness. Look at how many. Yeah, I may not be able to play because just like any other game, it looks like they're expensive. Purple means epic in all games. That's true. Wait, what? Well, yeah, no, that was, sorry. So I meant, so I think you're referring to the crystals or the gems. So like this one is a legendary, I believe, because it's got the gold there. Purple is always epic. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. Like, did that ever become officially standardized? But like Borderlands, the purple guns are epic. I think they're called epic, in fact. In Legends, Elder Scrolls Legends, purple was epic. And I guess maybe here as well. But I was referring to like the overall color, the color scheme, if you will, the whatever. But that's actually not a dragon, so that doesn't really count. But yeah, so we don't got a lot in gold. We don't have really any. Oh no, wait, what? Yeah, so not really anything to speak of in green. Blue looks like we got some blue dragons. And oh good, oh so Brutal Frost Lord. And you see that doesn't create, I can create that. I can afford that. That's a 6 cost. No, that's a 4 cost with 2 of them being blue at least. Pay 7 to deal 1 damage to the enemy player for each card in their hand. Ooh, interesting. Now see, that would be more intriguing if we were playing like a Legends game where I've seen control people like constantly having to discard because they've got like 12. They're keeping it right on that cusp of 11 or 12 cards. But in this game, I haven't seen anybody with a tremendous surplus of cards. I mean, by the time I could play this on turn 4, well, I'd have to pay 7. So by turn 7, I don't think many people have more than 3 or 4 cards in their hand. I mean, the fact that it can include lands is pretty cool, but I'm not sure. But I mean, at least that's an affordable one. So I think all of these ones that are shimmering like this, yeah, they're all going to be 3,200. 3,200. Now, granted, that's not a. Oh, a create and draw a 3/5 Arc Dragon. Now, that's just create and draw. So it costs 4 to play. Warp. What is warp? You can play this from the top of your deck. Wait, what? You can play this from the top of your deck. Isn't that how you play all cards? Oh, no. Wait, what? Warp. You can play this from the top of your deck. And I will say this. I do miss Elder Scrolls Legends. You know what I could do? Oh, I could be daring. We're going to do something. We're going to watch this. Behold my magnificence. We're going to settings. Since I think we're going to be here for a little while. That's all fine. That's about halfway. I'm going to knock that down. Hey, I said, what happened? What happened? There we go. All right. Now I go to a place and do a thing. Music. Gaming. Elder Scrolls Legends. There it is. There it is. I think. Okay. That's probably a little loud. Oops. That wasn't the volume, that was the the thing. Where's volume? Where's the volume control on this? Oh, there we go. Knock that down to about there. There we go. I missed that. I missed the creation music. Like there were many times where I got burned out on Tesla at different points, but then I would just hear this music and it just gives you that sense of budding adventure and it gets the juices flowing. Michael Bailey, what's going on? How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. It's been at least a week, probably two. I can't remember, Michael. Were you a fan of this game? Was this one you'd never tried? You came up in conversation because we were talking about biology or biochemistry or biophysics or no, hang on. It was relevant. Anyway, it came up and I was like, if Michael were here, he could tell us. True story. You haven't tried it? Yeah, I'm oh boy. Wait, is it talking about the dude? So yeah, okay, so any thoughts? This says warp. Where is it? Oh, by the way, for those of you who are curious, remember with Legends, one of the bummers, it certainly wasn't a huge detraction, but one of the bummers about Legends is there wasn't a physical version of the game. There is actually a physical version of Eternals. Now, it's not this exact game. The cards don't look like this, but they do have physical cards, and it is kind of a standalone game. They have a version of it. It's like 20 bucks, I think. And then there's an expansion that you can get with it. Well, so you get them both for like 40 bucks. And it's got cards and tokens or whatever, but it's cool. Like, they actually have cards, and I think some of them are featured in the game here. And then I think if you get it, it does give you some digital stuff that you can do as well. So if you want to support physical media, I know usually I was talking about like video games, but they actually do have it on the Dire Wolf website. You can actually go there and buy an actual Eternal card game. It's just not this exact one for obvious reasons. But yeah, this thing, it said warp. It says play this card off the top of your deck, but I'm like, that's every card. You play every card off the top of your deck. So I'm missing something because clearly, where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, warp. You can play this from the top of your deck. So, but one, how do you know that it's there? Unless I'm guessing there's a mechanic that when this is on the top of your deck, it glows or something to let you know that it's there. And so you don't have to draw it. You can just play it off the top, which is nice. But well, does something when played if you or any of your units have attacked? Okay, so that's kind of like, I don't know. What was that called? Veteran, I guess? Not really, because Veteran was more of a... It took a turn you had to attack first, and then the next turn you got the perks. But let's see, is this naming the? I don't think it's naming. Oh no, it is, and he's a hero too. 5 cost, that's fine. It's a legendary. I can't afford it. Look, these are the resources I have. Unless I start dusting a bunch of other cards, I have 1,800 to work with to build my dragon deck. And one single legendary, you can have, I think, 3 or 4. One single legendary would break my bank in half twice. Valerio, hello! Good to see you. Interesting. Never played, but after Legends, it's very hard for me to play card games again. Love the background music. Hey, it sounds familiar, doesn't it, Valerio? There's something familiar about the background music. I just had to use it. Like, honestly, I like what I've seen in Eternal so far. I enjoy it. But I will say that it's wispy, almost non-really existent deck building music is nothing like Legends. I mean, this was this music. I actually have this is actually in a song I think there's a little thumb drive, like a baby thumb drive that I use in my car stereo. It's got like 800 songs on it, and this is one of them. It's really good if you're in traffic and you're foaming at the mouth and you're just like, I hate life. And you just play this and you're like, do I want to try wards this time? Make it all wards? No, that didn't work well last time. Maybe I'll try something with Tazcad, but no. Yeah, Tazcad, Hand of Dagoth, and Kano. What a crazy combination to put together. House Dagoth. Oh, I got to do that when I get home. That's good times. Brood of Aramon. So I might be able to do a dragon deck, but it's going to be all crapola cards. Or I mean 4 cost for 4 cost for flying. Look, I will do it for the dragon theme. I will do it. That one looks like he's wearing a hat or a helmet. I don't think a dragon should need a helmet. I think that looks kind of silly. So we are going to be going for cosmetics. I mean, I like the fact that it's a named card and it's a hero, and for a 5 cost, a 5/4 flying when you deal spell damage, this guy gets +1 spell damage. Okay, so this is a attack face type synergy. Oh no, I guess you don't have to. You just have to use like a firebolt or, you know, some kind of spell. And anytime you do that, he gets an additional 1 to attack. And then contract 4. Oh, okay. When you play this card, you may take that much. I know Beowulf covered a lot of this. But it's one of those things, unfortunately. Like, I think it's good for posterity, if nothing else, because we have, like, now there's a video with all the instructions and stuff in there for future use. But for me, I don't retain things very well unless I'm actively doing it. So like right now, as I'm trying to piece together what it means, that's when it helps to have a little more of the clarification, because my mind is trying to make a path, like shoveling snow, trying to make a path to, oh, this is what it means. And while I'm doing that, if I have somebody that can just kind of snowplow, I don't know where this analogy is going. I'm just going to leave it where it is right there. But the bottom line, let me make sure this is doing the right thing. Well, it actually is, because you said you like the music, so you're hearing the music. But this is good. I mean, it's good to know what's there. So it looks like it's going to be blue and purple. If I want dragons, I'm going to have to go blue and purple. And who? Oh, of course, it's a legendary. She's got kind of mannish hands. I'm not going to lie. Like, look at her face. It looks like she's wearing a glove. That creeps me out. And I think that chest armor is riding a little high. I'm not a big fan of the art on this one. That's the first thing you notice. And it's got a whole bunch of stuff on there that I don't know what it means. It's a bunch of little dots. Which those are just saying, so if I spend 4 of whatever those things are, I can play a dark elf, a 2/1 dark elf. That seems pretty expensive for a 2/1. And she's only a 2/1. Now granted, for 2, I guess if you don't have any other cards to play, it's okay, but good gravy. What was that, 8? Yeah. If you've got 8 sigils to burn, which again, that's another one that just in what we've seen, I don't see too many players cresting that many resources in a single game. Naked. Why? What? From the waist down, Big Hind. Quick question: is it available on mobile as well? I believe it is, Valerio. I believe it is available on. When we talked to Beowulf, he said, you can download it from like the App Store, I believe. I'll double check. I know he plays it on iPad, so I know at least it's on the app. Well, I guess that's all I have too. So, but yeah, I believe you can play it on your phone or tablet or portable device. I happen to have it on Steam, but I believe it is accessible through those as well. And it does have a spectator view, a spectator option. The downside that we found is whereas Legends pretty much let you watch everything that the person you were spectating was doing, this spectating, you can't see the mouse, you can't see anything other than what they're actually doing. Like if he pulls a card and plays it, yes, but you can't see if he's like shuffling through the deck or sorting through it. So it's a little limited in that, but still not bad. But as you can see right now, we have none of our friends on here, I mean 2 of our friends. Thanks, I'm going to check later on. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it does seem to have a lot going for it. I don't know. You know what? I think I have a kindred spirit with this because, and this is not a woe is me at all. Trust me, not anything close. It just hit me. Eternals has been going for a while. It's continuing to go. It's still supported. It's still making cards. It's refreshing the pool by adding some and then, cycling through sets and everything. It does have a physical presence. It does, you can buy mouse pads and stuff for it and whatever and what have you. It's got a lot of support and a lot of the people believe in it. But despite all of that and despite its duration, it seems to have a very small player base. Like, it hasn't grown beyond, you know, it's not like it's overtaking Hearthstone or something. Like, Hearthstone got a ridiculous amount of support. I don't think this has a lot of people, but it's not because it's not doing things. It's just a limited appeal, limited exposure. I don't know what it is, but that's what the kind of this channel feels like a little bit. I mean, it's like 10 years, I think, maybe 2011. I don't know. It's been a while, you know, and granted, I mean, I do a bunch of different stuff, but it's just like, I wouldn't say popular, but it's like a very strong and very deep community. It's just not very big, and it doesn't seem to be getting bigger. It doesn't spread. So I can relate to you, oh Eternal. I just wish you had better dragons. Oh, that one looks kind of silly. I'm a horsey. When another unit dies, all other units gain -1/-1 this turn. That's to anything? Give an enemy unit infiltrate. This does something the first time it hits the enemy player. Okay. So if I hit my opponent in the face, I can deal -3 to a unit. On the plus side, I can't afford it. Barely. This one looks cool, but dagnabbit, it's expensive. Easier to manage one channel rather than multiple. Exactly. Yeah. And that's where I'm at, because, you know, I was going over that in my head. You know, just like, well, maybe I should split it up, because it really, especially when it comes down to, now I'm not looking this far ahead at all, but like sponsors, they want, like, you got to have like a through line on your channel. Like, IO, yours is fine. You know, the one roll. For anybody who wants to watch D&D content, the one roll is where you want to go to find that. The one roll, like, you know what you're going to get. If you have however many subscribers you have, you know they're there to watch you play D&D. Whereas this channel, you never know what you're going to get here. I could go on a bent where I'm just playing 8-bit video games for an entire month, and then I throw out 2 anime-centric videos, or a music video or something, or a, you know, K-drama thing. Or it's just a diatribe about whatever and what have you. You never know what you're actually going to get here. So I can understand if I was subscribed to a channel and I was there for one main reason and maybe 1 or 2 side reasons or whatever, and for like a month, all I'm getting on my feed, as much as I hate that word, it makes me think I've got a feed bag strapped to my face, but all I'm getting in my recommendations, there we go, that's more palatable. All I'm getting in my recommendations are videos that I don't care about. You know, I'd probably unsubscribe too. Just be like, all right, well, maybe I'll find him again when he makes another video that I care about. So, but it is easier to manage, especially once you already have it up, because otherwise I have to pretty much export every single video off of YouTube or Rumble, store it locally until I can upload them onto a bunch of different channels, and then I'm having to log out of each channel to check it, and I don't know, it would be a mess. So I just have to accept it's a hodgepodge, and it's a good hobby workspace. It's just not, yeah, it's not specialized. Valerio, that was my experience as well. I tried Magic. I got into it really heavy for like 2 months. Like really, really heavy. Like I was playing like every day, maxing out the amount of games you could play and still get experience or whatever it was. I think it was like you could play like 10 games a day or something. Or 10 wins, you get 10 wins a day and you would get gold and resources and whatever. And I did that every day for like 2 months. And then I hit a wall. I just realized like the top players, and this is no shade on them, but the nature of the game is break the game in as many ways as you can, i.e. win any way you can. And like I watched a video, it was very cathartic. I watched this guy's video about like the 10 most hated cards in Magic. And it was such a relief to see that almost everything on the list were the cards that I hate. It was cards that take away your agency, cards that take cards out of your hand, they take land, they take resources, or they lock you out of the game. And it's just very straight up. It's like, this card does this, people hate it. Like, nobody wants to play against it. It's fun to play. You get to draw all your deck while your opponents don't get to do anything. But like, it's like there are too many, for me, there's too many mechanics in Magic that encourage people to not let you play the game. Or you could argue, well, that is playing the game, but I'd say it's a pretty weak game. Like, I can't think of any other game where they say, okay, we're going to play this game, but I'm going to, like, imagine playing chess, but there's a mechanic in there where I can just take your piece off the board, so you don't get to play with a queen this game. Not because I captured it, not because I beat it, not because I outsmarted you, but I because of RNG, we flip a coin, and I get to take your queen off the board, and now I take your rook. And it's like, did you want to play chess, or did you just want to beat me? You know, anyway. Like the old new era. Yes. Yep. See, and that was the thing. The Legends community, Legends players, many of them, not all, but many of them reviled such cards. They reviled such ways of playing. And yeah, I mean, you know, some people say it's okay if there's if it's a legendary, if it costs a little bit more. But yeah, as a full board clear where you're actually stealing the other opponent's cards, that's a pretty big deal. And then if you have, especially in like an Empire, you have, well, that's the only way you could play it, you know, but in Endurance, you've got a crap ton of cards that bring stuff back from the dead, then, you know, you're having your own cards used against you. But those are other cards. There's cards in Magic the Gathering where it is, you can take control of your opponent's cards. Or you take cards out of their deck and you put them into yours, and so you're getting beat. I remember one Turd Muffin beat me with my dragons. I think that sounds okay. But yeah, it was like across from me, his deck sucked. He was a horrible player. He was a horrible person. He was gum on my shoe. But he was using my gosh darn dragons. And he nuked me with them because he was able to play like 5 of them. It was some card, it was like a 5 or 6 cost card, like the End of the World or some crap like that in purple, I think, or no, black, where you play that and you get to resurrect everything from your opponent's discard pile. So we got to throw down my Twin Flame Tyrant and my Terror of the Peaks and like 2 other dragons all at the same time, put them on the board, and I'm like, the heck? I mean, that's why I hated thief decks in Legends. Like, I mean, I get it. The cards are there. You still choose to play them or not, but I just felt it was like dirty. It's like, build the deck you want to play with and that you think you can do well with. Don't build a deck where you're going to rely on being able to steal crap from me to give you the edge. It's just, and the game would do that. If there was a legendary that they could steal, that's what they would get. They never get a common. They never get some crappy thing. They always got the best card ever. Anyway. Hey, Carlos, what's going on? Are you on the road right now, buddy? Are you back? I know you said you have Saturday, Sunday off, but I don't know if that means that you're back at home base now or if you're going to get there by Saturday. I think part of the reason Tesla felt so good was if you wanted to do cool stuff, it intentionally took setup. Yes, Michael. Yeah, exactly. You didn't have, I can't think, and you can correct me, I don't remember there being 2 card combos in, like, I mean, there were things where you could do something if you have, if I've got this card and this card, I could, like Dre's Tormentor. You know, yeah, if you had him and a Shackle and, you know, the right board conditions and the Magicka, you could do stuff with just those 2 cards. But even then it was, you know, it was really hard. Dre's Tormentor was very, very shy. So out of 50, and you only have 3 copies of cards, so there was a less consistency. Whereas in Magic, you have 50 cards, but it's 4 of each kind. So you have a lot higher chances of getting the cards you need. But even then, Drez was, 4 cost, and anything worth that there was actually like a big deal, like not Ice Storm, Winter's Grasp. I think that was a 5 cost. So yeah, in theory, on curve, you could on turn 5 freeze your opponent's board and lock them all down. Chances are by turn 5, your opponent doesn't have a board worth putting a Winter's Grasp on. And even then, I remember distinctly losing games, even after doing something like that, even later in the game. What you really needed was Drez Tormentor with a Poison Dagger and Winter's Grasp, and you need to play it on the same turn because Drez Tormentor never was able to stick to the board unsilenced and unmolested ever. Once it got played, it was even if you didn't have any way to combo off with it, it was taken out. So you had to, that combo alone, the dagger was 2 or 3, I will say 2, I think it was 2. He was 4, that was 6 plus 5, 11. So turn 11, you could do something that would, in theory, if there were no wards involved and no immunity to lethal, you could do 3, or you could kill your opponent's entire board. But even then, That's not a guaranteed win. Whereas Magic, yeah, 2 cards, 2 or 3 cards, maybe turn 5, you can win the game. But in every way except for maybe technically you haven't won it yet, but your opponent's not coming back from that. But yeah, just thinking of Duke, Pathfinder, Alduin, Duke. Oh wait, a Duke. Wait, Duke, Pathfinder. Like I know Pathfinder, but he's in blue. Duke. The only Duke I can think of is Duke Ballandrum or whatever, and he was Halalu. Which Duke is it? I'm forgetting the Duke. And Alduin. But I mean, yeah, Alduin, man, he was so bastardized. I mean, like we fought like burial grounds, and as we should, burial grounds and like a lot of the resurrect stuff. But Alduin, like the whole point of it is if you're running a dragon's deck, you can discount the cost. It should have been, there is no way to discount the cost without dragons in your graveyard. Like you cannot play Alduin unless you're somehow able to ramp up to 20 Magicka, or you play the dragons. There shouldn't be any other way to discount that. Poor Alduin got. I feel like he was an unwilling accessory to all these horrible things, whereas Parthenax was a willing participant, and he deserves to be hung from the neck until dead. The chess analogy helped me understand, and now I also hate that card. Thank you, Elijah. I'm glad. I'm glad you feel my pain. But that's really what it was. And yet it would be like, but I'm playing a game. It's like, no, you're taking away my ability to play the game. So honestly, it got to a point where I would forfeit probably 3 to 4 out of 10 matches, about 40% of my matches, because my opponent would, on turn 1, you can do this. There are cards on turn 1, definitely turn 2, where it's look through your opponent's hand and take out a card. And one of them was it was gone, but it was hidden under like an artifact or something. So in theory, if I had a card that could remove an artifact, I could get my card back at some point. But then they could do crap where it just eliminates that and it's just gone forever. But then there were cards where it was just literally, they would take the card out of your hand and either put it in theirs or it would just go in the discard. And it was like right off the jump. Like that's the first thing you do is knock me down to 4 cards on my hand. And I'm like, and you know they've got 4 more of that or 3 more of that exact card, plus probably it's that theme deck. I'm like, dude, if you don't want to play, just say so. I'll give you the win. I'm here to play. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to interact with the board and with the cards. You just want to, if you want my cards, you just win, buddy. Congratulations. Take the win. You know, it's not worth playing. Let's see. Like a lot of people hate Move. I loved it, but the irony for me is that it wasn't much faster than Aggro Crusader or Burn Assassin. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that it was, it wasn't so much, at least for me, Michael, it wasn't so much that it was fast. And I think until Dune Ripper came along, it wasn't all that bad. I mean, it could be a little, I don't know, like it was a deck that you had to have specific answers for. You had to have a way to reach them because they were shifting around. It was Moving Shadows, that 0 cost, I think. And I think Dune Ripper, those 2 cards took it from, because I think it was viable before that. There were plenty of movement cards, I think, that made it okay. But the 0 cost, move 2 cards or move it twice with Dune Ripper that could do damage every time it moved. I think that's when it kind of tilted it over to, okay, this is just annoying as hell. Versus it being viable but not too potent. But at least then you're playing. It's just like I said, you're saying have a direct answer for me. Whereas maybe a more traditional standard type of game, it's like you're dealing with guards, you're dealing with maneuvering, which lane, that kind of thing. Whereas with movement, it's just like if I can't get my hands on, if I don't have a removal or a silence, I'm done. Like I can't compete. You can't compete with movement if once it gets going. But that was one of those ones that only got on my nerves if I saw it too often. Like if I'm playing for an hour and a half and I see 5 movement decks, then I'm like, okay. But inherently, I didn't think movement was bad at all. No, I've been on vacation since Saturday. Been dealing with transferring my CDL to the new address, and it's been a pain. Oh man, really? So it's not just like, you know, go online, log in, change your address? Obviously not, but I mean, you would think it would be something that simple. Like, why is it such a pain in the butt? I mean, just get another one, Carlos. Just take the test again. Just get another one. It's probably faster, right? No stress. Nice and easy. CDL tests aren't that hard. Just take it again. Show them how good you really are. Yeah, it wasn't a fluke. I passed it the first time. But no, I'm sorry, man. Life is hard enough. It feels like life is hard enough, or it's very difficult in general for everybody. And then the paperwork just exacerbates it unnecessarily. Like we humans add the paperwork. Life gives us lemons, and then we get taxed on those lemons. But the taxing is done by other humans, whereas the lemons, we just get lemons because, you know, okay, I've got a lemon tree. And somebody else has a money tree. Money grows on trees for them. I got a lemon tree. I gotta squeeze my lemons to make money. But then now I got to pay a tax on those stinking lemons. And it's not even paying the tax. It's that I've got to proactively, like, you know, here's the thing, you know, back in biblical times, and I say that, but I mean, it just back in history, tax collectors were like the most disgusting thing you could be. It's like the lowest profession. They were reviled because, you know, a lot of times they were just, they'd abuse their position, but at least they had the courtesy to come to your door to take your money. Like, they didn't make it hard. They came to your door and said, you owe me this amount. Now, granted, again, that leaves a lot of room for corruption, but it was at least they were doing the legwork. They came to you, they told you what you needed to pay, and I'm guessing, you know, not all of them were corrupt. Most of them were probably doing what they're supposed to do. People didn't like paying taxes then, just like they don't like paying them now. But now we have to spend incredible amounts of time, research, and money, if you have an accountant or you need an accountant, to give them the money that we have to figure out how much we have to pay. And then if they decide later on, up to 7 years later, 10 years later, that you didn't pay enough, they're going to go punish you for it. Even if you're just going, look, I paid my accountant, or I did the maths and this is what I got. It's like, well, nope, you were $200 shy, and 10 years, that's $300,000 you owe us, but we'll let you put it on a payment plan. I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but anyway. That makes more sense, Michael. I did initially when I read your comment. The first thing that came was Thin White Duke, but then the other ones were cards. So I was like, wait, Duke? Wait, what? But yeah, Duke came up. If you all want to check out the Thin White Duke Star, check out his channel. He had he came in really late in the game, but he had a lot of combinations that were fresh combinations. A la Justin Larson. Like he was. I mean, not to equate him to that in terms of, like, he wasn't just rehashing, but like Justin would come up with really cool ideas that were really hard to pull off, but eventually he would pull them off, and that was his hurrah. Whereas like somebody like A-Ross comes up with some crazy stuff, but he's winning like 60-70% of the time. Like was it Nick's Ox Assassin? Ridiculously high win rate, but it was because it was tailored to be devastating, whereas Thin White Duke was just, this will be fun and or almost impossible to pull off, but it was all using numbers. Like, I would build decks that would be impossible to pull off, but it was just because they were stupid decks. His actually were smart, they were just mathematically difficult to pull off. What is this game? Also, hello, greetings, friends. Another card game to love and hate at the same time. Yes, Depressed Crayon Eater. Oh, that's now hang on. Todd Bringer, right? Or Todd. I know it's Todd. I think it's Bringer. Todd something. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's Todd. But yeah. Well, right now we're at the honeymoon phase. Well, kind of, sort of. What right now? The only thing that I'm hating is like, okay, remember Legends. Our legendaries cost, I believe it was 1,200 soul gems. Yeah, because you could, if you farmed for 4 days diligently, as one should, you wake up in the morning, stretch, get some coffee, do whatever, take a shower, attend to your hygiene, and then you spend about an hour farming your 300 daily soul gems. You could then, within 4 days, in less time than a week, whatever legendary you desired, you could purchase and put into your deck that day. not only are legendaries here $3,200, meaning they're the cost of a premium, almost the cost of I think premiums were $4,200, but almost the cost of a premium legendary, and you're the only direct way to get the gems you need. Like you can dust your own deck, which I learned from Legends. Don't do that. I remember I was like, I'm going to be a battle mage. I only need blue and red cards. I'm going to dust all the rest of them so I can get all the blue and red cards that I want. Not only does the exchange rate so balls that you really don't get much out of it, but then inevitably, I was going to say a month later, but it's probably only a week later, I was like, I kind of want to try the token deck. That looked pretty cool, but I now have 0 Empire cards and 0 willpower cards. So yeah. So I'm not gonna dust stuff. I'm not gonna rob Peter to pay Paul, or rob Vile Collaborator to pay Dread Hellkite, as it were. But yeah, this is your resource for that. And the only way this number goes up directly is by spending real money on this. Now it does, like, I think I can buy cards with this, or packs, which I might actually do. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that real quick. I think that's what I can use these for. But also for events, I don't know. Look, we're just starting out. That's the great thing about just starting out. And that's, I guess, to roundabout answer to your question, Todd. This is the honeymoon phase where, because you're learning and everything's new, everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Like, I have no expectations. I don't think I'm going to win. I don't think anything. I'm just excited to learn something new. So that makes it great. It makes it fun. You really can't go wrong. Even if you lose, you're like, haha, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, it's crazy. Whereas, you know, with Legends, once you had your collection, you got good. You know, you're just like, if I'm not winning, this game sucks. Well, I mean, that's how not me. You all know me. I always had the best attitude. I was never down in the mouth about losing games to RNG and janky deck stuff. All right, so hang on. So I got to remember store. Store seems like a good option. Separate ways. Oh, and just a reminder, I mentioned this before to other people. Actually, let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. This is kind of cool. Dire. Because we didn't have this for Legends, and I thought it was cool. Behold, this is an actual card game. Now, obviously, the cards aren't quite as cool as the ones we got in there. They're just, you know, they're rectangles, but you do get some digital perks with it. But like 80 cards, market trays, golden tokens. I'm not worried about those. But the cards, you actually get some Eternals cards, and then digital card back and a draft ticket. And then they have an expansion set, you know, with even more stuff. 160 plus cards. I don't know how you have 160 plus. Like, they should tell you exactly how many cards you have in there. So it's 160 plus. Is it random? I just realized that. I'm like, wait, how do you have 160 plus cards? Why don't you say 165, 162? How is it? There's an ambiguity as to exactly how many cards there are in this expansion. But anyway, you know, it's $25. So, but if you want a physical, tangible marker of this deck, of this game, with a little bit of digital perks thrown in, Dire Wolf Digital has you covered. And they've actually got some merchandise. I don't know that it's anything well, anyway, I don't know if you do this, like, you know, a player mat. Again, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but like it was just nice to see them offering real world stuff, whereas like Magic has, whereas with Legends, you pretty much had those limited release oblong cards that, you know, there's like 10 of them, but they were the old art style. Anyway, let me catch up here. Doing that ridiculous combo. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, the Duke doing the Alduin Pathfinder. I think he was the only one, because I don't even think Aros used Pathfinder in his Nixox Assassin. I think once Pathfinder got nerfed, he became, like, I think he cost one more. That was enough to make him obsolete. Nobody used him anymore until Thin White Duke came along. I think Alduin itself was okay. The Midnight Burial was actually the one to ban. Exactly, yeah. I mean, I do think, again, the whole spirit of Alduin is dragon themed. So I do think being able to discount them was a problem. I mean, if nothing else, I mean, did you really want to create ways where you can have a card that I would say reasonably costs 20 that can summon dragons as a 12/12 immediate board impact? Do you want to make that card cheaper? Do you want to be people to be able to clone that one, resurrect it, or play whatever stuff? But Midnight Burial was poop. I think let's see. Yeah, the OG design of Alduin was the build up, not the exploit. The original design of Alduin was the build up, not the exploit. Yeah, exactly. I think it was the build up, not the exploit. Right. Yeah, like you had to invest the corpses, the dead rotting bodies, the carcasses of dead dragons in order to earn. Like you couldn't even resurrect it. If you resurrected them, you lost your count by 1. And I think I even lost a game like that, or somebody did, where they didn't realize it. They were like, oh, Alduin next turn. They resurrected like a sheer point dragon, and then they were 1 dragon short, and their opponent killed them before they could bring Alduin. Anyway, all right. So you can buy gems, which isn't swell. How do I buy packs? There we go. That's what we want. Oh, no. Packs. There we go. So yes, for 1,000 gold, which as you can see, I am not exactly awash with cash. See, I couldn't even save up and buy this with 3 legendaries guaranteed. You have to. This is really the only way you can use gold, and gold is the only currency you get for winning games. I think, other than maybe, well, the shift stone, you do get shift stones when you buy packs. So here we go. We're gonna buy this. There we go. I'm engaged in the ecosystem. So there, I did get 100. You get 100 more of those things. It would take me until I'm 75 to have enough for 1 legendary. But still, who knows? I might actually get one. Did I get one here? I got a lot of ugly commons and a lot of uncommons. And that's a rare. And it's an ugly rare too. It's a stupid guy and a stupid dragonfly. I wanted a dragon. There's no dragons here. What are the odds? I should have been able to get a dragon. Like, I mean, that's kind of a tease. A dragonfly? Really, game? Like, it knows. I was looking into dragons. I typed the keyword in. The game knows I wanted dragons. So it's like, monkey's paw. We will give you a dragon that flies. Or we'll give you a dragonfly. And it's going to be lame and weak sauce and kind of gimpy looking. And it's going to require 3 freaking different sigils. No thank you, House Telvanni. I'm getting, what do you call that? Well, I shouldn't, I don't know. It's one of those things you don't want to joke about it because a lot of people do have it at the same time. In a very small, minuscule way. It is PTSD. I see Telvanni colors. I'm like, oh gosh. There's a little back of my throat throws up a little bit. Gah. No, thank you. You know what? But I'm feeling frothy here. So frothy. I'm feeling saucy. So I'm going to grab one more. Here we go. Big one. Let's see a legendary or a dragon. I'll take either one. Give it to me. Okay, a bunch of crap cards again. I guess that's the typical deck. You're going to get commons and uncommons, and then this one has a chance to be legendary, epic, or rare. Or maybe it's just going to be always rare. I don't know. But I get a snoozing sloth. I was hoping for a dragon. I get anything that looks like a dragon. Nope. Okay, well, thus ends our spending spree. What is this? Did you know? Quick draw. Units with quick draw kill blockers before they can deal damage back. I don't know where the accent's going. Note that quick draw only works while attacking, not while blocking. Okay. Which is actually good. That's very powerful in this kind of game. Like, it took me a while to get that, like with Magic, because in Legends, you attack at the same time. I didn't know, Xeros, I think, was the first one that brought that up. But yeah, you would exchange damage. They do 3 to you, you do 4 to them at the same time, depending, it works out. But with this one, if you attack first and you can kill them, they don't have a chance to do damage to you, which is interesting. All right, anyway. Earthbone Spinner was arguably the best. Oh, I loved Earthbone Spinner. I did love Earthbone Spinner. I liked her better when... what was it? Originally, her effect was... I think it was silence and then one. The original animation for Earthbone I liked. It felt very smooth. It was like, I think she did the silence and the damage at the same time, and then they changed it where it's like she silenced and then did the damage or something. I don't remember, but yeah, I liked Earthbone Spinner a lot. And she wasn't even a legendary, you know? I mean, just like most silence, like Shadowfen arguably would also, but she was cheaper. She was a 4/3, but she was one cost cheaper. She could come out a little bit earlier. And there were a lot of cards that once you took their ward away or whatever, that one damage was huge. Your ward crafters and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Earthbone was really good. Shadowfen was just good because he could take out whatchamacallits. You know those things. That if you ran them, you loved them. If you were against them, you hated them. Not artifacts. Can't remember their name now. Anyway, maybe Shadowfen. Oh, there you go. Okay, bam. I swear, I just got to read like 2 sentences ahead before I say anything. Is this on Steam? It is, but it is not only on Steam. It's on Steam, but when we talked with Beowulf, you can, I believe, get it for iPad. I think you get it for iOS and Android as well, for mobile. I had to take both general knowledge test and hazmat. Passed both on first try. Ah, thank you. Sadly, that was the easy part. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, I was kidding, Carlos. I know the CDL is not an easy test. It's brutal. The studying for it or learning for it is brutal, and then you have to execute. I do not envy you that. But congrats on getting through those on the first try. That means you were paying attention. You were firing on all cylinders. I'm a horrible tester, so typically it's just a war of attrition between me and the test. I just take it until I finally pass it. Harder with the CDL where you have to pay like $1,000 bazillion to take it. And then they waste so much of the money tax. Yeah, that's kind of like a twisting the knife, you know, where one, you have no control over where it goes, and then two, you see what it goes to, and you're like, oh, good. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely better in your pockets than mine, you know. And speaking as a contractor / self-employed person, I realized, I mean, I knew they gouged you. I knew it was a racket, but I didn't realize they're two separate things. So you could be below the poverty line, but if you made over $400 as a contractor, let's say you made $1,000 for the year, not a whole lot to live on, right? You're not going to get taxed on anything, and anything that you could get taxed on, you would have got that back. But if you made $1,000, they're taking 15% out of that $1,000. Has nothing to do with how much money you personally made or had or your deductions. They're going to, just because you are self-employed, you're taking care of your own business and you have no other employees. It's not like, oh, you're kind of gaming the system because they're getting benefits without having to pay into it. No, it's just you handling your own stuff. 15% of whatever you make outside of your own tax, whatever you get taxed as an individual, you got to pay them 15% just because you had the audacity to work for yourself. I mean, yes, it goes to Social Security and whatever else, but it's just a kick in the balls if you're kind of just making ends meet with the contract work, and then you're like, well, and then I can, I can afford to pay the taxes on what I made, and then it's like, oh, here's an extra 15% for you. Have a nice day. Also had to redo my. By the way, that's free. That's free tax. Not even advice, just a warning. I found that out the hard way. I was like, oh, I've got to scrape together, $8,000 in deductions, or I'm going to be totally hosed come January. Also had to redo my Department of Transportation physical because they started a new system. Lame. I can't use my last fingerprinting because it does. What? Wait, what? Okay, so that's what you're dealing with now. You have to redo the physical, which, okay, I guess. I mean, but for you, it hasn't even been a year. And fingerprints? Like, why are like, and Michael, as somebody, immersed in biology, you could probably speak to this. Are fingerprints evolving now? Are my fingerprints aging? Are my fingerprints going to look different now than they are 3 years from now? Like barring some crazy health incident where I lose my fingertips altogether or something like that. Are we really having to need to update our fingerprints multiple? I thought once you got printed, that was it. Like your fingerprints are your fingerprints. They're not going to grow crazy or do weird things. Anyway, that's it. That makes it even worse. It's even worse if it's like, you got to do the runaround to get stuff turned in. It's infinitely worse when it's bull crap like that. Yeah. You said everything is cool when you're part of a team, which immediately put everything is awesome. Right? Yeah. That was intentional, Eliza. Goodness gracious, I did that. I was quoting that line for that exact reason. Yeah, everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. I wouldn't say that. I'm an introvert. Everything is not cool when you're part of a team. There is no I in team. There is no I in me. No team. Teams require things. Teams expect things out of you. If you make a mistake, your team will eviscerate you and poop on your grave. Don't need teams. Don't need teamwork. I wouldn't say that unbidden. I was quoting the song intentionally. And now I do hold that power. Aussie. Perhaps I shall have mercy. The power of whatever in the palm of my hand. The power of my fingerprints in the palm of my hand. I will check it out. Outside of Stellaris, Legends was my most played game. Would be nice to be in a consistent gaming community again. Indeed, depressed, and that's why I kind of jumped into this a little bit as well, because it just seemed like a fitting sequel. Like when all the dust shook out, we've got plenty of people. Ross, Dano, Arrakis, to name a few, people playing, jumped into Magic. I jumped in for a little while, but like I said, it just wasn't for me. It took the parts that I had the most issue with in Legends and put them on center stage. It wasn't a bug, it was a feature. Whereas in Legends, at least, if you went, this kind of sucks, people would be like, yeah, what are you going to do? I don't mind it. You can play around it, yada, yada, yada. In Magic, it's like, dude, that's what I like to do. And look, this is not indicative of the community, because the people I just named are great folks. But there are a lot of people who have expressed, now they could be bots, I guess, but you go on like some video, like I remember I was like, when I get fixated on something, I go all in. So I was watching YouTube videos about tournaments and new card releases and old card releases and legacy and all this stuff, just to get up to my eyeballs in knowing stuff about Magic. And so I'm watching these videos, and they would talk about things like that, and you'd have people be like, LOL, yeah, used to love running those cards, would piss people off, and blah blah blah. People would just rage quit, LOL, so fun, blah blah. And I'm like, you're a dick. You're running it specifically to piss people off. Not because you enjoy the mechanic necessarily. You just like people getting upset and pissing people off. And again, I would not even pretend to say that is the majority of the community, but there were enough. And I'm guessing that's what I would find if I were to like look into like Invade players. People that enjoyed playing Invade. It's probably the same thing. Oh, I just love making people salty. And spam my emotes. Man, I'm just a horrible human being. What the heck is this? Thunderous Mishap. I don't know that I like anything about that. I'm not even entirely sure the position of his arm works. Okay, that's... Yeah, I don't think his wrists can bend like that. I don't know. Like I said, the artwork in here is a mixed bag, which admittedly Tesla was too. You had some cards, but I would say overall there were probably very few cards of lower artistic quality, and it wasn't as noticeable. Whereas I feel like here you can tell some of them have pretty darn good artwork. Some of it, I mean, this looks tremendous. I'm not, the content of it, but the actual artistry of it is really nice. And then you get something like this. It's almost like clip art, or that. I get it. You take what you can get. You got to pay artists, and You're going to pay less if the more simple designs and everything. And I'm not saying it's bad. Oh, wait. I got a premium. Well, I guess I won't be running dragons. I'm going to be running assassins with quick draw and bolster. Really? Once per turn, when I gain health or armor, I deal 3 damage. That is badass. And it seems badass anyway. That's Burn Assassin for you. It's a cool knife too. He's wearing a watch? Is she wearing a watch? Nah, really can't tell. Kind of looks like Spider-Gwen, or Phantom of the Opera from one side. I don't know. It's interesting. Great, now everything is awesome. Is awesomely stuck in my head. I did not realize the power of that song. I apologize. I shall not invoke Everything is Awesome again. I am very sorry. That was not my intention. I thought people might notice that I was alluding to that song, but I did not think it was such a contagious earworm. So I apologize. I really wanted to play more of my Sails Through Storms Conjuration Tutor gimmick. Okay, Sails Through Storms. I got to remember these cards. They're getting harder to peel back in the memory. Sails Through Storms does it again. I remember the voice thing. Is that the one that gets buffed with every 0 cost you play? And it comes with like 2 0 costs? I think that's Sails Through Storms. Conjuration Tutor. The Conjuration Tutor. Is that the 6 cost 3/3 that shuffles 3 0? Wait, are they 0 cost? No, they're just Lava Atronachs, right? Shuffles 3 Lava Atronachs into your deck. And if it's on the board, it duplicates any Atronach you play, I believe. It's been a while. But I don't know that I ever saw that combination. You never played it for me, Michael. I would have remembered if you did. I think you came up with that like the last day, and I never got to see it. I think that song that holds too much power, I'm most suspicious of it. Yeah, it's got some sorcery. It does seem to have an unreasonable amount of earwormnitude, which is a real phrase that I didn't make up just now. Lame and weak sauce describes many things in society. Yeah, no, that's not wrong. That makes it a good default descriptor, because chances are I'm right. It's few and far between when such descriptors are not accurate. So, boo to all dragonflies, boo. I agree. I don't mind them in general, although when they're air humping, I'm not a big fan of that. It's like Get a Room. You seen that where you got the dragonflies and they're like attached? It's like when planes, I don't even know if they do it anymore, but they used to have where they'd refill in the air. Which if you've ever played Top Gun on the Nintendo, that probably set you back quite a bit, because you had to dock with it was like an air tanker, which is just an interesting concept. We're gonna put gas into a plane, and that plane's gonna carry gas to refill other planes. Well, I mean, anyway, I'm sure it still is a thing. But anyway, it's you got one plane under the other one. It's attached by like an umbilical, like they drop it down and it attaches into like the nose and it fills up. Anyway, dragons, I think it's when they're mating. Dragonflies, when they're mating, they're kind of stuck like that. They're fly around like this, and I'm like a little propriety here. And then they land on you. It's like, I'm not going to be the bed sheets for your tawdry affair, you dastardly dragonflies. No, fingerprints don't change. I didn't think so, unless you somehow ended up with some weird scarification. Really unlikely that part of the skin tends to heal back. Exactly, Michael. Okay, so I'm glad I'm not crazy. I don't know if this was some new science or something, but so why the crap do they need new fingerprints every 4 years? That just seems stupid. Like, if you don't report, my hand is mangled and I no longer have the same fingerprints or any fingerprints at all. Fingerprints don't change. It's just very bizarre. It just seems like so much of it just seems to be reasons to justify people having a job. It's kind of like in New Jersey, I crap you not, if you don't know, New Jersey, you are required to let them pump your gas for you. Like, I don't know if New Jersey is in dire need of jobs for people, or if it was just kind of them being nice, or what the reasoning is for it, but you are not allowed to get out of your car and pump your own gas in New Jersey. You have to sit in there while they pump your gas. Don't need that. Don't need a human being to pump my gas. I am not that hard put that I can't pump. And it feels weird. It feels like if you ever flush the toilet while you're sitting on it, It's just a very weird feeling. You feel a little bit of the splash from the swirl. You feel a little bit of the air being moved around beneath your tuchus. It just feels very, very exposed, very, very awkward. Try it. You'll hate it. That's what it feels like having somebody else sticking a gas pump thing into your gas tank while you're still sitting in the car. It's just weird. Like, I'm in the driver's seat. I'm the one who puts gas in my car. I should not be sitting here while somebody else is fiddling around with my tank. But you have to, because jobs. And so that's what it feels like. A lot of this administrative crap is like, we need people to push paper because we need people to push paper. So let's give them a reason to have to push paper. Hey, let's invent reasons why you need to re-up this. And it's like, look, if it worked like a well-oiled machine, okay, but you notice when it's excessive paperwork because it's bogged down and it's stupid, and people are like, well, I think Tiffany has your file and she's at lunch for 6 hours. So probably come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Okay, well, come back on next Saturday. Oh, that's okay. Maybe next Tuesday. Can I come back on Monday? Well, no, we don't really open on Mondays. I mean, we do, but we don't like to talk to people on Mondays because it's really hard and psychologically traumatizing. So we're gonna need you to come back, and you can make an appointment. And you can wait in line after you make an appointment. But I make an appointment, so I have to wait in line. Well, no, you make an appointment to stand in line because we can't be held to strict scheduling standards. We're kind of like doctor's offices, You set an appointment. You need to be here at that time, or we give your spot away. But we don't necessarily have to see you anytime within an hour and a half of your arrival because you need us more than we need you. Yeah. Look, there's no excessive animosity dripping off my tongue right now. There is. I'm happy as a clam. Life is great. Everything makes sense. Very pleased. The most pleased of anybody in the world. Wait. So my Eliza, my act of kindness to you is taken with scorn? I thought you were gonna be like, oh no, I'm gonna have to say it, and then you're like, oh, thank you for not making me say it, because I know you're not feeling well. Dance for me, Papa, dance. We don't have anything like that here. I don't think. I'm sure there are schools, there are universities that have, like, if you start a cheer or a chant, like, they will start doing it. I guarantee. Virginia Tech. I had friends that went to Virginia Tech. The thing about people who go to Virginia Tech is, that's the first thing you know about people who went to Virginia Tech, that they went to Virginia Tech, because Virginia Tech is the hotness. If you lived in Virginia or, within 10 miles of Virginia Tech. But you knew it. They had it on their license plate. They had the bumper sticker. They had the t-shirt. They had the hat. They went to Virginia Tech. You need to know they went to Virginia Tech. But yeah, I'm sure they had something like that. Okie dokie time. Oh, you're at work? I didn't know you were at work. I thought you were healing at home. That's not cool. Well, bye. Hope you feel better. Have a good one. She'll be humming Everything is Awesome for the rest of the workday. Now, Big Hind. Now. She didn't say she was going to make a sandwich. She's going back to work. You can't speak like that to a woman in the workplace. That's only for domestic work that you can say, comma, woman. Comma, woman is a big deal. Even if it is accurate, you still don't say such things. Hi, dragon. Bye, dragon. Sails through storms summon top deck creatures. Oh, damn! I screwed that up. Yes. Who was it? Who am I thinking of? Who am I thinking? You're probably gonna say. But no, yeah, Sails Through Storms is great. I love Sails Through Storms. Oh, don't be such a woman. How dare you, sir? How dare you? You throw insults like a girl. Looking stern as you flee the scene. Indeed. Stare you down. I'm not running away. I'm making a strategic withdrawal. A pounce when you least suspect it. But yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, Sails Through Storms, right. That I love Sail Through Storms. Never gave Sails a crossbow, though. I wish I had. That would have been a lot of fun. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I will, though. Maybe I will. By the way, if anybody knows a way to reach out to Remnant, the gentleman who I think he's one of the people involved. I know he's one of the people involved, but I think he's one of 2 or 3 people involved in the Legends Resurrection. Please let me know, because I did. Beowulf had said, hey, you might want to reach out to him and see if he's willing to talk with you about it. You know, shed some more light on it, talk about how much work he's putting into it, and all that kind of stuff, and just give it more publicity. I was like, absolutely, I would love to do that, but nobody knows how to contact him. And YouTube, I don't know if it was ever required, but it used to be where you could find, you could get like the YouTuber's address. I think you can get mine. I don't know which address is up there, but you still can for a lot of people, but not for everybody. And he's one of those ones, there's no way. So I left a comment for him in the comment section. It might not be something he's interested in, but I thought I'd put it out there, because I think it is something that people would highlight. So if that does happen again, I will give Swims a crossbow and we will pilfer the heck out of it. But that's another one. See, that's the thing with Legends. It was almost like any combo you wanted to do, you had to wait until a later turn, because if you played Sails on curve, I mean, if you were lucky, it just got shackled or blocked. But most of the time, it was getting silenced or removed altogether. You very rarely were able to get your value out of Sails. Just like most fun cards, your opponent always seemed to have a silence or removal anytime you played something fun. You only started getting interesting if you could play like 5 fun cards in a row, which I remember like Dagoth was good for that. You could play one, like by the time you get to like turn 4, you could just play, if you drew right, you could just play fun card after fun card, and eventually your opponent would run out of answers and removal for it and actually had to let something stick. But then they would find like a lethal ping and salt would flow. What card was it that it was like one that nobody used, but you could get a nice premium version of it if you beat the hardest difficulty. I know it wasn't Poops and Shadows. That was Inu's creation. But for whatever reason, that's the only other one coming to mind. Swims at Night. Swims at Night. That's what it was. And I'm guessing somebody probably would have said that below, but I don't think so. No, I don't think anybody said that. Swims at Night is the one I was thinking of. It was the last thing I came up with. I have posted screenshots on Discord of what it does and have deck lists saved. Well, that and a nickel will get you a hot steaming cup of Jack Squat. It was not a video. It was not a spectated game. These are all inadequate consolation prizes. Oh, I remember Ace Combat back on the PS2 era. Super fun. Ace Combat. Ace Combat. Oh! That looks like Top Gun, but like cool looking. It was Top Gun Ace. So if that is Top Gun Ace Combat, if those two are linked, looks like it's just Ace Combat. I mean, look at that. That looks good. That's a good looking game right there. I mean, I don't know about for modern, but feel the rush of superior air power. Yeah, that's got to be pretty darn modern. That looks pretty cool. But yeah, that is that's not the Top Gun I'm talking about. Holy cow. No. I'm not even going to show it because it's embarrassing. I think I was impressed back in the day, though. I think I thought Top Gun back in my day, I thought it looked pretty damn good. Hello, Denise! 405. Okay, I'm not too far behind. Not online yet, but welcome. Good to see you. Just got off a call. Oh, right. Yeah. Hopefully that went well. Had a good talk. A good chitter, if you will. An appointment to stand in line to wait some more. Peak existence. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to phrase this where it doesn't sound really weird, but like, now granted, like I said, I'm an introvert, so I don't mind being lonely, but like, I kind of want to either go to a time or live in the future where we colonize other planets just to experience a time where you didn't have lines because there weren't enough people to have lines. Like, you had your local community of 15 families, maybe, if that. That's probably a pretty big one. And so, yeah, you knew everybody, but y'all were kind of spread out, and you'd have a town hall meeting, which was all of, 100 people, maybe, if that. That was your that was your world. That's all you needed to worry about. Provided you weren't, invaded by marauders or whatever else. Like, that was what you had to concern yourself with. And you didn't need ridiculous rules because people were not being stupid. And if they were stupid, they were being called out for being stupid. And instead of making a law, well, now you can't, we need to make sure you can't do X, Y, and Z because some moron did X, Y, and Z, and we don't want to be sued into oblivion. So, because Oblivion's a horrible game, by the way, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to have to create a stupid law that's going to infringe on the convenience of everybody to hopefully avoid somebody doing something really, 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 really stupid again. Like, simpler times. I'm romanticizing it, of course, but that's why I'm saying maybe in the future where we still have the technology and some modicum of convenience, but just to be in a place where you don't have to wait in line. You had a town doctor. Maybe there's only one, but, for that many people, we probably didn't need more than that. And he'd make house calls. It just seemed like it'd be so nice. You know how you know if an atheist or a Calvinist are in the room? They will tell you. Fair enough. I have noticed that a little bit. I don't know about Calvin. I haven't come across many Calvinists, or at least the ones that I know of didn't say too much. Atheists, I do. It was never a mystery. Like it usually came up pretty quick. And if you do bring up God, and look, I've got friends. I'm not going to flag anybody. I mean, not that it's anything to be ashamed of, but I got friends who are atheists. And yeah, quite a few of them, like I knew right up front, they would tell you. And if you start speaking about God, they'll remind you that they're an atheist. Be like, well, as an atheist, I don't have an opinion on God because I don't believe in God. I'm like, I understand. I know you're an atheist. I'm just saying because it's relative to me. I'm just saying the thing. I'm not expecting you to believe it, and you don't have to tell me that you're an atheist for me to not be like, why aren't you believing what I believe? But yeah, I have noticed that. It's probably not as bad as Virginia Tech people, but yeah. Appointment, long week. Look, some of that was fiction, but some of that is actually like legit. I mean, post office is the worst. I don't know how it is in Canada, the Canadian Post, but man, if you got a problem with the post office, good luck. Whether it's tracking a package that you can't find, getting answers about anything, you can even show up and it's like, oh, they're all on lunch for like a year and a half. I don't know. It's a bizarre thing. You just gotta hope to goodness your package gets there the way it's supposed to, because if it's gone awry, they're like, well, that's what insurance is for. I'm like, yeah, but the postal service works when you pay $4 to send a package, not $25 because you're having to insure the damn thing. Because now I will say, like the problem with the mail. Here's the problem with the mail. There's a lot of junk mail. That is, you don't care if it gets to you or not. But typically, if somebody's mailing you something, it's an application, it's a follow-up communication, it's a bill, it's a product that you ordered that, in theory, you need. All it takes is one missing package, and it can wreck your immediate present. Like, depending on what it is and how important it is or where it's coming from, it could be a letter, and it can just screw everything up. You're waiting on a transcript, you're waiting on something so you can get your visa because you're supposed to be leaving in like 4 days, and if they were on time you'd be fine, but they weren't, so you're screwed. Like, so that's the bummer, is everything is kind of a big deal because very rarely do you lose something that is of no value. It's usually something that you're anticipating or that you need, and so it's a little unfair because you've got how many pieces of mail going through this system, and maybe you got one or two packages that's either missing completely or delayed or broken. It's like, that's a pretty good, for as much mail as going around and as fast as they have to go, that's actually a pretty good success rate. But the one time that it happens to you, boy, that'll just wreck you. Pulling Iron Atronach with Conjuration Tutor in play was nasty. Oh, yeah. I think that happened to me once. Notice I said at me, not with me. It wasn't on my side of the board. I remember, and it was a game that I think I was supposed to win, right? But we all know, you bore witness, there are games that I should have won. By all rights and in all fairness in the world, I should have won that game. But this whatever doofus pulls the card out of his butt, and I nature not comes down. It was guarantee it was one of those randomly generate a card or bring it. It was invade, I think. Randomly generate a Daedra and all Atronach or Daedra, if I'm not mistaken. And then he doubled it somehow. I was like, so now I've got two. Were they immune to lethal? No, they were not immune to lethal. That was the only way you could really kill them. They were immune to targeting. You had to silence them and then remove them. Otherwise, you silenced a 12/12 body, which not great. But that said, no matter how many times I played the damn thing, it always got taken care of summarily. Summarily. Shared in deck lists. Well, and that's the good news with the resurrected or the rebirth, Michael. Like, we'll get to see that in action again, my friend. We will see it in action. Well, I might just have to. I don't know. It depends on if they're able to import spectating back into things, which I don't know how that works with what they're doing. Failing that, it would have to be I play the deck, call it Michael Bailey's deck, and then play it so people can see it. And I'll show you how to run it poorly, and we'll see how well it does when it's in incapable hands. Also, Renian is active in Elder Scrolls. Is he really? Okay. Am I active in Legend? I don't even know if I'm in that anymore. I don't think I would have gotten out of it, but I don't know if I'm in. I think I'm there. Oh, probably don't want to throw that in. Let's see. The Elder Scrolls Legends. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I see Yum Yum. I think that's Yum Yum. How long ago was that? 10/30/23. Good gravy. Okay, hang on. That can't be general discussion. That's announcements. I'll move this over here. I think that's okay. Where is UB General? Discussion, maybe? 9. Oh, that's a couple days ago. Yeah, there we go. Who is that? I don't think that's him. All right. Well, I will, because I put in a search for Renin in Discord, like just to find a friend, find somebody, and it didn't come up. So I thought maybe he was using a different name, but okay. Denise is there. Oh, look at that. Speaking of Denise, Thorana is also a thing. Guardians were also played in Telvanni decks. Yeah, Thorana exists, but I think there's more ways to recycle creatures than actions. No rejoiner from Denise, but okay, that'll be another place to look. Denise, back by popular demand, indeed. Hopefully you're nourished up now. And satiated. It's always hard to sit in front of the computer when you're hungry. Should invite him into the Remnant Discord. Yeah, if I can find him, I will. I'm logging in now. Sweet! There we go. There she is. Hello, Lady Brave. Excellent. I shall endeavor to seek him out there. As if you couldn't hear me, but cool. All right. So yeah, I'll reach out and see. No guarantees, of course. Sales through someone pulling an Iron Atro. Oh yeah, holy cow. Well, and I will say though, that's because Iron Atro is endurance and Sales is agility. I didn't see. Usually it was. I think I always saw a Sales in Archer. Maybe Assassin? I don't know that I saw a ton of Scout. Scout was almost exclusively ramping and those types of... I guess you could still ramp with swims. You don't need to, though, or Sails, but you don't need to because Sails pulls whatever the heck he wants out of there. I've been having so much fun with Blasphemous. I think you'd really enjoy it, J Money. I don't know, Carlos. I don't know. Our taste in games is. I'll have to check because I know you're playing. I know I saw a video that you were playing. I think you streamed it, right? Not too long ago. Why can't I click on you? There we go. Sure. I mean, and don't worry, Denise. You don't have to if you don't want to. I mean, like I don't think you're going to exploit it. So, like, you're going to play what you want to play, kind of thing. Ooh, Korean food. Tired like a truck. Oh gosh. Of cooking lame meals for myself. Nah, that's good stuff, man. So you got some bulgogi, some gimbap or kimbap. I've seen it both ways. Some tebuki. I hear him say it in the K-dramas all the time, but they never say it slow enough for me to get. Well, that's great, Denise, because I was trying to build quirky stuff like dragons, but unfortunately, all the dope dragons are legendaries, and I can't afford one of those. So I might put together a pauper dragon deck just for theme, but I'll probably just play one of the pre-made decks because I'm still I wouldn't know a good card from a bad one at this point. So yeah, we can. I challenge you to a duel, but I have to choose expedition because I don't have any throne decks. So let's see. Oh well, this is new and it is Archer colors, so we'll go with Ada's Resistance. She looks like a orc elf hybrid who's very confused about the gun she's holding in her hand. My confidence is not high in her abilities. What just happened? I can't afford many dragons either. I did craft a very handsome dragon red. Oh. Oh. Handsome dragons are the best. Take note, she didn't say cute. Handsome. Distinction. Start with the standard deck. Sounds good. Okay. All right, so here we go. Oh, hang on a second. Wait, why is it kicking me back out to the menu? But that's okay because I need to. We can grab the actual in-game music again. Let's see. Settings, music. I think is about here. Alrighty. Sounds good. Am I clicking the wrong button? Yeah, I only have expeditions. Well, yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. Maybe if she challenges me, it'll work. Nope. Your friend has entered a game and is no longer available to be challenged. Okay. Sorry. Game seems to not want to let me play. Yeah, so we go. That's the challenge button. We chose a deck, an expedition. Play. Loading screen. Gone. Well, I gotta say, this is not. This is a less than stellar performance for a game I'm trying to play. I mean, we have played it before. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Carlos. I mean, you look, great taste in games. It's subjective. I mean, you like Sony games. Sony is known to make the worst games in human history. Am I doing something wrong here? Pick throne deck. Oh, I don't have any throne decks. I don't need throne decks. Yeah, no throne decks. Not throne? Oh, yeah, no, that's... Expedition. Aided resistance. Nope. In member list? Wait, content creators in member list? All is copacetic, am I right? Yeah, IO. Yeah, no, this is good. This is great. This is awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. I don't challenge friend. Boom. Select your deck. Expedition. Because that is all I have. 8 is resistance. Play. Home wouldn't work. Home would take me back to the home menu. I see this is my only option. There's nothing else I can do. There's quests, but no. So I hit play. This is the loading screen. This is the home screen. Wow, that hurt my feelings. I'm telling Lag you said he is ugly and you can read good. And can read good? I didn't say he could read good. When did I ever say Lagmeister could read good? And I might have said the ugly thing, I don't know, but I'm inoculated or I'm immune from criticism about that because I've never seen him. So even though I can say he's ugly, I can't be faulted for saying it because I can neither prove nor disprove. He's like Schrodinger's Lagmeister. Because I have not seen him, he could be ugly or he could be not ugly. So I can say he's ugly, but because I'm just simply, obviously, speaking with no understanding of what I'm saying, I can't be held liable. Yeah, I guess I can try that too. So we will try logging out. And then try logging back in. Okay. Logged out, logged in. Here we go. Expedition. The Resistance. Play. You know, I feel kind of like Randy Pitchford going on to Conan O'Brien. I believe that was Randy. Whoever it was for Gearbox that went on Conan O'Brien's show a couple days ago to show off the amazing Borderlands 4, only to have it crash. And I think somebody was saying if you look at the actual screen, like it's happened multiple times, and he's like, "You crashed the game." And Conan's like, "I did what? I don't know how did I do it?" He's like, "You crashed the game." Like, that never happens. Oh my gosh, like, this is great. I'm like, hey, this great game Eternal. Like, let's play Eternal. We can't play Eternal, but hey, I think it maybe got pissed off that I was using another game's music. He do read good like you and me. He reads okay. He just doesn't comprehend all that well. That's the problem with my boy Lagmeister, because he says the strangest things like, "I'm awesome at games and J Money's not." Like, that's ridiculous. I think he spelled Jesse is awesome incorrectly. Back it was loading data, so probably an update. Hopefully. I mean, Legends would tell you. No. Nope. That's hilarious. It tells me you have entered a game and are no longer available. Can't make that up. All right, Dire Wolf. Boy, howdy. We're learning about how to teach kids how to read. Well, that sounds like a noble endeavor, Io. And you know what? Maybe we can rope Lagmeister into some auxiliary classes just to polish that up a little bit. Timed out while I was chittering. Interesting. All right, well, we'll try it again. Expedition, resistance, play. Can you... If it's just down completely... Hey, jerk, I have a college... I figured you were lurking, Lagmeister. I was like, how am I going to draw him out of the shadows? How provocative must I be? How much must I poke the bear before the bear goes, "Hey, you talking about me? Boo-boo." You have a college level what? Lagmeister, you're not making a strong case here. I'm trusting you did that on purpose. You have a college level what? Reading level? Are you trying to say college degree? Damn, we said his name too many times and summoned the Lasmeister. Brave is away. I guess I can be away too. I was going to start trashing Froglos and I saw you streaming. Look, you know, it's a sad thing. Like, I even told, this is the only time I've got two main clients right now, and both of them know we don't do nothing after 3 o'clock my time on a Friday. That's no man's land. I'll work on the weekends, but I ain't working on Friday afternoon. Everybody knows this. It's well known. There's not a single person. Taylor Swift. If call Taylor Swift right now, I guarantee you, if you were to ask Taylor Swift, I swear, if you were to ask Taylor Swift right now, who streams between 3 and 7 on Friday, she'd be like, oh, that would be J Money. She may call me Schwart. I don't know which one she knows me as, but guarantee you. Can't prove me wrong. Okay, I thought I was in game. Oh, nope. Okay, I thought I was in a game, so I had to log out and back in again. It's a bit slower as on laptop. Roger that. Still not looking like it's working, though. It timed out again. Yeah, the I accepted your invite, selected a deck immediately, and then got booted out. I wish I could be like you, J Money, and have a wired keyboard. I do have a wired keyboard, Lagmeister. Can you see my wired keyboard? How can you see my wired keyboard? I mean, it's voluntarily wired. It's a G. Is it a G19? I think is what it's called. G915. There we go. So it is technically, I mean, it can be wireless, but I just got tired of I don't like it, like forgetting to charge it and suddenly it doesn't work. So it is plugged in. So it's my mouse. My mouse is also wired. Everything is pretty much wired. My controller isn't. This Switch controller isn't wired. Well, I mean, but the charging cable is right there. Anyway, wired tech still better than wireless. It's yeah. It's one of those things where it for me, wireless never got good enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to give up. I did at first because, oh, hey, look, no wires. Woo! And it was all exciting and everything. And then, then device can't connect, can't find mouse. You just randomly, you start up the computer and suddenly you don't have a mouse or you don't have a keyboard. I am tonight. I'm ready for the torture. Wired all the way. I do like my wireless headset, though. That's all. That's it. Wait, Frogos, you going to still stream Dark Souls? You've been challenged. Accept. Expedition. Deck. Play. Your friend has entered a game and is no longer able to be challenged. Nope. Not happening. Well, of all the time, the two least lucky people when their powers combine. Like me and Denise are the least lucky people in all of Tessel. So when we try to have matches, our horrible luck cancels out the game. It just doesn't even load up. Gauntlet is working. Okay. So Gauntlet. Oh wait. So are you gonna play? Yeah, there we go. Sweet. So we're gonna get to watch Denise play. Because it's gonna be more entertaining than if I did, because I'm still sorting things out. All right. So she is. I don't know what this color combination is called, but blue and gold. Denise, I'm seeing a lack of premiums here. Well, you got a premium card back. That's good. That's a start. I don't think those are words to live by. Like, I mean, you can certainly say that, but I would argue that you should never bring a... Only V the AI, but at least it's working. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Always bring a knife to a gunfight.
Speaking of Earthbone Spinner, that looks like her younger sister. Wait, that's her hair. But yeah, they both got white hair. They both are of fair or pale complexion. Both have kind of brownish bodysuits type things. Yeah, that's. If Earthbone Spinner was in this game, that's what she would look like for sure. I am tonight. I'm ready for the torture. Oh wait, so you are playing Dark Souls, huh? Isn't that game like 3,000 years old though? Like, is it still like the ugly PlayStation polygon thing, or was that on PlayStation 2? It runs at 17 frames per second. Yikes! I remember back in the day, we never talked about frames per second. It was always whether it was an 8-bit or 16-bit. Like that was about as far as the trash talk went. It was never.
You can't play with fire.
No, we didn't know what latency was. We didn't know what frame rate was. It was just, we knew if it was Nintendo, there was going to be some screen flicker that got harder the more stuff was on screen. But what happened, Denise? What are you doing? What? Don't let the AI win. It makes it feel invincible. But I understand. Now, that was the other thing. Like, you could farm in Tessel and maybe 1 out of 100 games you would have to forfeit because it just got crazy good draw and you got crazy bad draw, and you may not lose, but it was going to be a long drawn out fight and you were there for the gems and just for the quick win. But it seems like this game is going to be a little more challenging in that regard. Like, especially when you get harder AI, you're gonna have a chance of losing. The Reddit post, well, there's your problem right there, Carlos. Never start a sentence with the Reddit post. Did say to download one of the patches to enable the right frames. That's what the kind of crap they told me when I was going to play Skyrim on the PC, and I wanted to stop the dizzying thing, and it was like, oh, well, you got to go into your graphics card and tell it to do 60 frames per second, because if it's more than 60 frames, the game doesn't know how to handle it, and it freaks out. And it's like, I'll just fire up the Xbox, okay? I'm playing the PS4 remaster. All right, well, there you go. Let me, oh, here we go. We could watch Brave. So, I believe, right? Isn't it just at Froglow 1 for PS4 remastered Dark Souls fun. So whether now or later this evening, if you want to watch our boy Carlos, I think for the first time, right, play Dark Souls on the remastered, so the graphics aren't going to suck. It's still, I mean, it's a PlayStation, so it's only going to be so good, but it's no Switch, put it that way. Which, if that was true, holy, what an indictment that would be. If there was a modern console that didn't look as good as a Switch, whoo. All right, hang on. So Polymorph, that is a defensive turn or defensive card. Draw a spell from your void. It gets void bound. Could do with some creatures. I'm sulking even more. Oh, it is level 17, I think, so harder. Yep. So it does have one creature now. Pretty beefy looking creature. Kind of looks like the Ultralisk, or reminds me. It doesn't look like it, but it kind of reminds me of, like, if you took an Ultralisk and combined it with a tiger. That's what you end up with, depending how big it is. Oh, there we go. There's a little creature, a little fuzzy. Ew. The heck is that thing? A saddled Sarasaur? Sarasaur. Sarasaur, nah, she's sweet. Oh, poor Sarasaur. But yeah, if you want to see, I mean, look, Dark Souls we know is a very punishing game, and Carlos is exceptionally poor at I spread false propaganda. No, Carlos is actually he's a much better gamer than I am. Just off the bat, like if we both played whatever it's called, Dark Souls, he would probably have it beat in like 2 sessions, and I'd still be struggling on the first boss. I'm not a great gamer. I just like to do it. I like to try. So, my PC will physically beat up all of your consoles, Jiminy. Is that the comparative flex to my daddy can beat your daddy up? I don't think so, my friend. I don't think so. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 7. Oh yeah, 8. 8 generations of badassery. When Nintendo was at its prime, your PC couldn't hold a... I can't think of a thing for... All these sigils and hardly any dinosaurs. Are they on tea break? Tell them the caffeine is bad for them. I joke, but we've all been there. This is a very frustrating situation to be in. I mean, she's not doing too bad. I mean, she's doing fine on health, and her opponent is running out of cards, and now she's getting her card. So I would say things are looking good for Denise, and they've only got 2 blockers. Like these aren't gonna. Yeah, I think Denise is in a good spot. I mean, not great because she's not drawing anything either, but she does have something to address a big threat, and she's got a big body. She's got the magicka for it, or the sigils for it, so she can play it. Okay, it's not a big body, but it is a expensive body. Mine will take him out behind the shed. What, for a sound spanking there, Io? I don't know why everybody's trying to fiddle with my Nintendos, but if we combine all of our bits, we'll take you on. Like Voltron. There you go. You got this, Denise. Look at that. It's a nice board. It's a nice big board. And your opponent's drawing gas, so you're good. Nice. Goodbye, Minotaur. Or Shield Man. Wait. Oh.
Order! Order!
Wow. Hello, Shield Man. Shield Man. That sounds like a really, really lame superhero. I'm sure there's a Marvel Shield Man, though, right? It sounds like something old Marvel would do. Like Marvel's mainline heroes aren't bad, but a lot of anything outside of like the main groups that are, you know, people are familiar with, they got some wacky ones. Oh, it's the premium. Yeah, Apex Predator. That's such a cool name, Apex Predator. That's my middle name. Well, actually, no. Has a different connotation if it's referring to a human being. That's not a flex. You don't want to say I was known as the Apex Predator in high school. Congratulations, Denise! They showed up eventually. It's not the game, it's my ancient relic processor. I don't know, I'd say it's more so the user being ancient. It's better looking than the Tessel Apex Predator. Which one was that? Was it? Oh, the cat with the ponytail. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. And that was another card, Michael. I don't know if you're watching. That was another one that really. Yep. Yeah, that one was. That card got really annoying as well. Tarjit will feast on your bones. All right, we're gonna try this again. Yeah. Sarah Sour as in dinosaur. That's what yeah. But it's still nope. I think Eternal is trying to chase away the potential customers. So hopefully anybody who was looking at this game initially has left by now, and they're not bearing witness to this. I mean, at least Tesla said like it would time out and say error, you know, system update or something like that. Like it would let you know there's something going on. This is just like, nope, you don't get to play. Very strange. First time, so I'll be dead most of the time. That is pretty standard. All made of plastic? Right, as opposed to computers that are made out of titanium alloy and gold. Gold! I didn't realize we were elitist. We were material elitist, Lagmeister. It's not what you're made of. It's what's inside that counts. Your idioms be lacking, Schward. From a certain point of view. Oil isn't made from dinosaurs? Did I infer that? I don't know if I'm arguing. I don't think I am. Fine, J-Money. My ancient PC will outprocess every one of your consoles. You better not cheat, Froglos. Don't be like J-Money and start installing mods. Unbelievable. You were just accusing Carlos of being like the ultimate mod installer. And Vincenzo. And now I'm the ultimate mod installer. Even though everybody knows Nintendo doesn't have mods, because Nintendo is made for true gamers who play the games as they're meant to be played. Pre-2025, anyway. Ooh, I am not one of your servants. Oh, wait, it's a talking dragon! We missed... Talking dragon said something. Probably like, let's be friends. And Diddy's is like, no, screw you, dragon. You're not the boss of me. Alright, so she's going through a story right now, which is why we're getting a different looking deck composition here. Finest Hour, I remember that card. Beowulf sussed it out. It's Big Hein. There he is. That sounds like, yeah, of course, worship me. If only the rest of the world would see clearly. Oh, we see clearly. You're terrifying, sir. She has some of the worst acne I've ever seen, though. My goodness gracious. Ouch. Gold-plated zits. Dangerous. Oh, good. Kelsey's reminding me that I'm eligible for a business line of credit up to $388,000. She wants to email the terms to me at an email address that is not mine. I've been tempted. I'm not wanting for things to do enough that I would do this, but I've been tempted when I get those messages to be like, absolutely, I'm so glad you, like, what are they expecting you to say?
Be with you.
Like, are they actually expecting any kind of, I mean, I'm guessing they're just hoping that I'm senile or Lagmeister and that I'm just going to fall for anything. All right, so she's got Aegis, which looks like a ward, but it only protects against magic attacks, projectiles. It does not protect against direct assault. So if this was a 3-1 and she fought, she would lose. Well, she would die, as would it. But in Legends, the ward protects you from every damage. Whether you trade, whether it's a lightning bolt, whatever it is. It was a true ward. The Aegis is a weak ward. Endurance readies at the end of your turn, can't be stunned and can't be exhausted except to pay cost, which means she can play both sides. She can be offensive and defensive. She can attack and still be there to defend, which is really nice. But that is the first legit threat that this dragon has put down. And it's a significant one, because again, the Aegis is not going to protect. So if she tries to attack, she's probably going to get... Well, now she has to be defended by two different creatures, probably this guy and this guy. Which wouldn't be that bad, but her opponent still has a lot of cards, so it's kind of a tough call. Like I said, she can defend even after she attacks, but... Oh, what happened there? She did a thing. She played a card. Oh, maybe that was that. Okay. I am the Mother Zora from Cambrai Monastery. And oh, wait, no, it's a glowing orb. And I have been asked by the people of this town to convince you to leave.
Leave, and why would I do that?
I have everything I could ask of here. Friends, beer.
Any closer?
This guy. Living offering. Living being a work in progress. Let's see. Talking dragon reminds me of someone. Well, now, who could that be, Io? I don't know who you're referring to. But if you might be referring to the dragon that offers something approaching help, but then just kind of stops, I think I know who you're talking about. He's like, it's like, where do we need to go, dragon? You must go away from here, but not too far from here. And then do things. What exactly do we need to do? And then the dragon flies away. That pretty much sums up our encounters with that particular dragon. Right. Yeah, where do we need to go? Follow the wind, right? Yeah, see? It's all coming back. Hey, you guys are all filthy, rotten cheaters, but you, J-Money, you're the worst. Hey, I'm not filthy. Rotten, perhaps. Cheater, absolutely. But damn it, I am not filthy. I am the cleanest rotten cheater ever. Well, now this is... So our opponent has been building quite a board while our back was turned. Cowardly. But she got an 8-8 body on there. It's a big body. Nice big body to block all of the other bodies. That's why they're not attacking. And this is where I definitely think this has the edge over Legends. Because you would never have this kind of standoff without RNG, like with a prophecy or something. But here it's such a cat and mouse game. Like, okay, I can attack, but the defender gets to choose how many cards, if any, are sacrificed, whether to let them through, and then depending, it now it can go on the offense, and yeah. So it's I think that aspect begs more strategy and more. But at the same time, it almost like strategy almost kind of ends up being who draws the change the status quo card. Like a board wipe or a card that can ignore certain damage, or a flying card like that right there. That kind of changes things because it can't be blocked. It's a tiny body. Looks like the little baby I Am Groot, but with the little weird head thing. What is that? An Entrancer? Silence a unit with 3 that costs 3 or less in the enemy player's hand. Oh, that messes with the hand. But luckily, she didn't have anything that was. Oh well. Etunara bet Botu. Your mother. Hey, oh dear. I mean, the boards are getting big. Is it like Magic where there is no limit as to how wide you can go? Like, do the cards just get smaller and smaller the bigger you make your board? Or no, they go to the back row. That's what happens. Interesting. I mean, this is starting to look like a football game. We got center, left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard. That's pretty much the main line. Then you got tight end. That's a full back. Already got the quarterback there, so we just need a couple wideouts and a halfback, and could run up the. Oh, what? That's right. He's empty on cards. You got him. Oh, another flying bug. That's a 3-1. That's not good. Thanks, Io. Now that I know my motorcycles and trucks are plankton powered, they sound way cooler. I mean, the alliteration is nice. Although petrol powered works as well, but still. That dragon guide's like ours. Yeah, the dragon could eat my whole arse, that's for darn sure. I'd be like, does it taste delicious? Alright, And she just used her mind orbit powers. I don't know what that did. Let's see. Does she have a... At the start of enemy turn...
Out of my way!
Your ready units get +1/+1. So, wait a minute. Is that just... I mean, if that's the case, then time is on Denise's side because it looks like every turn she's just going to get stronger and stronger. So she could wait. She could wait this thing out forever if she wanted to. Ooh, those instants. That is an instant, right? Fast spell, yeah. Guard up, you coward! You're going down. She made out good. Just those 2 stupid flyers. And that's a bummer. So it's the story deck, so I think... obviously it's not constructed, so that means... Even if she wanted to have an answer for flying creatures, she doesn't have it. So I guess, in that regard, she does have to end it sooner, because otherwise she could get whittled away. 5 points of damage at a time, so 4 turns, she's a goner if she has no...
Fists.
I assume you guys have to take a shower, do your hair and makeup, and pull out your nose hairs before you stream. Yeah. Yeah, I did pluck a few nose hairs. I usually do shower. I didn't actually do that today. Because I was working. And I was like, and by the time I stopped, I was like, I'm not going to have time. But, like my show, that is also why I started doing the, one of the reasons I don't use the camera for the new Skyrim playthrough. Most of it's because I see a lot of formats where people don't have the camera on. I did that because I thought that enhanced the experience for people, but nicely done. Look at that. Oh, she's not holding back at all. Look at minus 51. Dang. Show them you're stronger and then flee. You really did it. You drove Solex from our lands? For now, dragons tend to hold a grudge. Oh, I can't hold anything, I'm dead! Yay! You taught that mean old dragon. So now we're on to the next part of the story? No? Nope. But yeah, it is nice not having a camera because you really can just kind of roll out and be like, whatever. You just need your voice to work. Oh. Nice. 4 copies of an epic. Yeah, if it wasn't for those flyers, she would have had a flawless victory pretty much. Just trim nose hairs. They exist for a reason. You're not wrong, Io. You're not wrong. And it is pretty painful to pluck them. Not gonna lie. It makes your eyes water. Oh gosh. I didn't think I was gonna miss it so much, but I do. I really do. And it makes it a lot harder to beat games with just your nose. I do appreciate the fact that if you have to pick your time and play... Oh, yeah. I do appreciate the fact you have to pick your time and play defensive. Exactly, yeah. Yep. And that was the thing. So Legends didn't really have that, but its mechanism to kind of force that a little bit was the prophecies, which is better than nothing, but those are RNG, whereas here, the only RNG is what you top deck. If you're in that standoff, it comes down to what you can top deck and how you can use it effectively or creatively or what have you. Whereas with prophecy, it's like play prophecy. If it's sometimes it didn't change the board state at all. Sometimes, most of the time, it did to some degree. Sometimes it wasn't useful at all. Sometimes it gave you a creature and you needed a guard or an action, but it was just random. And then you had the people that abused that mechanic and did the whole... The only redeeming thing is I think I would have to say those were the decks that were the easiest to beat most of the time, is the ones that relied too heavily on prophecy. They're like 95 or 100% prophecy because they wanted to hit it every time. Once you realize that's what they are, you just don't hit them until you're ready to close the game out, and then it doesn't matter how many prophecies they get because they don't get another turn, so you're good to go. That was the only exploitive kind of deck that I felt like I could win against regularly. Not all the time, but most of the time.
Guide my fists.
Sometimes they need to be pulled. Those dang electric trimmers suck. Yeah, I have to use a pair of scissors. I use good old-fashioned barber scissors to trim the nose hair. This is all information that you need to have. I think it's important for people to have. And it's important for me to talk about. But yeah, I've never tried electric trimmers. I think I did once and they didn't do anything. I'm like, maybe I just got a cheap pair or whatever, but I'll just use the scissors from now on. Manual for the win. Lots of winning. Oh gosh.
Strength be with you.
And also with you. Paint lady. Does she have paint? What is she doing? Finger painting? She is. Ooh. I don't know. Right, I don't know that I would be... Like, I wouldn't look at that and go, oh yeah, please do that to me too. It's like, like I'll use a little eye black right here. I can handle that, but I don't want you to do my face up like that. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to wash off. Dragons like cake, I'm sure. Well, yeah, everybody likes cake. Yeah, exactly. If someone doesn't like cake, they can't be trusted. Everyone loves cake. Honor. Not every cake, but everyone loves some kind of cake. Otherwise,
our grief will guide our blades.
I question the humanity. They just don't feel right. Looks like Frogos left. I bet he's downloading mods and looking at guides. Yeah, it might be. He might actually have the guy. I remember he had the Final Fantasy VII guide. He actually had the magazine. And actually, I mean, it was pretty sophisticated. He actually had a camera just for the guy. Oh. Did you know your armpits could get sore? I know this. I don't know how, but they can. I had the CrossFit 2 days ago, and I told the guy. He actually followed up with me. He was like, "Hey, how you feeling?" I was like, "Really not sore, but at my age, it takes 2 days. I'm not out of the woods until day 2, and I'm fine." I woke up. I'm like, it's as high as I can raise my arm, and right here, it hurts like heck. And I'm like, how does my armpit hurt? It's not fair. Your armpit should not be able to be hurt. It's just there to be the pit of your arm. It shouldn't have pain.
Bring it on!
Dragons like cake, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, they're not immune to it. Living creatures of all kinds love cake. Vanilla cake with pistachio butter is yummy. Oh, Io. There are so many wonderful flavors of cake out there, and you chose the one that's like, like, I'm not going to turn it down if somebody offers me a free piece of cake with, what do you call it, almond or nuts or something? What was it? Pistachio butter? I mean, yeah, I'm not going to turn it down, but I'll eat it in spite of the pistachio butter, not because of it. Vanilla cake, chocolate cake, strawberry cake, fish cake, shrimp cake, cake with sprinkles. Like, you know, pretty much any cake. But the one with the nuts, or like coconut, But I mean, like a chocolate cake with chocolate icing, whoo. Vanilla cake with vanilla icing, whoo. Strawberry cake with vanilla icing, whoo. I want cake now. Dak nabbit. I haven't had cake since my sister's birthday, but now I'm craving it. Hey, I did CrossFit for a day. I can eat whatever I want now. Bring on the sugar.
Arms for the poor.
That does not sound right. What? What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, Friar Tuck from Disney's Robin Hood. You know, if you're wearing essentially a brown sack, a pair of sandals, and a haircut that clearly shows you've been ripped off, You can say alms, alms for the poor, and be like, okay, I get it. Like, but this guy, he like has this silky. He's like, alms for the poor. He's a freaking model. He's a freaking GQ model, wearing the most stylish of clothes. He looks like he's got a sack full of money. I think that's the intention. I think we're supposed to see the hypocrisy here, but like, he's like, alms, alms for the poor. Suffer the little children. Remember, you can never give enough. Like, that's just despicable. Who is this? Pyro Knights. Wait, that's not right. What is it initially? Pyro Knight. Dynamite. There you go. Dynamite. Pyro Knight. And that is the squarest of jaws if I ever saw one. It's so weird. Like, this game is like such an amalgamation of... Whereas like Legends, it's really not anything in particular. Like, I wouldn't say it's akin to Magic at all. It was really kind of its own thing. Whereas this, and this is no fault, but it's like, it's got some of the chunky art and aesthetics of Hearthstone, but it has the gameplay more so of Magic than anything else. But then, again, like, you know, like this guy. That is Blizzard's artwork there, where the belt is huge, the head is tiny, the shoulder pad is ginormous, the hands are huge, the sword is big and chunky. It's just I mean, you know, it works. It's just a funny amalgamation. Like, they were just like, I want that piece from there, and that piece from there, and that piece from there, and this piece from here, and then make it more complicated. And again, not in a bad way. Just, oh, is that Gimli? That looks like Gimli. That looks like Gimli. Does that look like Gimli? I mean, he's a little tall for Gimli. He's kind of got He-Man's sword. That's a good bit of art right there. But hey, he looks like Gimli. Very dangerous over short distances. Guide my fists. Yeah, that was a bit. Well, I mean, I think Legends had what, guide my blade or something. Either way, it is kind of funny. He's like, why are you hitting yourself? Come on, guide me better than. Oh no, why you're guiding my fists all wrong? Oh no, oh, I'm getting smacked around by my own fists. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I missed something. Why the crap is this guy at 94? Ooh, this is gonna be a drag out down battle here, isn't it?
Time quickens.
I think you mean time passes, but whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's weird when you don't have the cam up. I would have loved to see your face when the game crashed. Yeah. It's just that style. Like, I start watching games like, can I beat Skyrim in 10 minutes? And it does make it easier if I'm gonna do like a compilation or a retrospective at the end. It's a lot easier to do that without my face there kind of distracting, or my, I don't know. But yeah, when the game dropped, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously? I mean, but it really was just kind of a blank stare. Now, granted, if the camera was on, I might have done something a little different. But yeah, I was just kind of like,
I'll bring him
huh.
down.
I'm actually watching this just ugh. But I mean, Skyrim just came out like a few days ago, so it's got a few bugs to work out. It's not like it's been around for a century and still has bugs in it. Ooh, damage 5 unit with flying. She killed her own critter. She killed her own critter. Why? I missed it. Why did he? Why? Oh, he's got one of them flying machines. Storm glider! That sounds like a Mattel toy. Storm gliders. They really fly. Come on, let's attack the base. Storm gliders. Spell would not let me quit. Oh, wow. That sounds like a bug. That's messed up. I think Tesla did that too. There was like some card where it's like you had to play it no matter what, and so if there wasn't an app target, you had to play it against yourself. That sucks. Hey, Inu! Sorry, man, I missed you. Oh, gosh. Yeah, 11 minutes. But hello, Inu. Hello, hello, hello. Did you guys win last week? Oh no, wait, you're playing tomorrow? Sorry, this is a big boring game. It's I mean, Denise, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's definitely a longer game, but you're making progress and you're winning. So that's fun to see. I mean, you know, it will probably last until the end of the stream, but still. Time well spent. Just remember, Frogoless, AI spells as good as J Money without autocorrect. I don't know if you're insulting me or AI. Or both. I'm not going to read too much into it. I just consider that verbal flatulence. I heard what he said about my nose hair. I didn't say anything about your nose hair. I didn't say anything about your nose hair. I would never call out a man's nose hair. I didn't even know you had nose hair. I'm not looking at your nose. And I don't need to cheat. I'm pretty awesome already. I think you meant to say, I don't need to cheat. I'm pretty already. Awesome. Or awesome. Awesome. Sorry, my brain is going. Did I get up late today? No, I didn't. And I didn't really do anything today either. Well, I mean, I did a lot of editing, but I don't know why. I just feel like I'm dragging right now. Not like a dragon, you know, like a game dragon, just dragging. Okay, all right. I was beginning to wonder. I was like, man, are we going to be able to get him under 80? So he's healing for, looks just like 9 each turn. Learn the hard way. If you don't have runes to break, all the health in the world ain't going to help you if your opponent has a formidable board. Hopefully there's no full board clear. That would make this very, very difficult. But the electric trimmer works, allegedly, but you have to exhale like crazy. You just got little hairs just flapping in the wind. Yeah. I think it worked well if you have really like if you've been neglecting your grooming. I think electric works well, but if you've been keeping it high and tight inside your nose, I think the electric clippers don't work all that great. But maybe you have to spend $3,000 for the good kind. Bam! Shackled for 2 turns. Yeah, these all sound like characters that are getting tired of hitting this guy in the face. They're like, oh, just die already. Concede, you turd muffin. But like I said, better to do this and be winning than losing a short game, I guess. It's an endurance match. Surely a great treasure awaits you at the end. We'll see, Froglos. We'll see. Cake. After you said the dragon can eat your entire... Well, my entire cake? Is that what you mean, Io? The dragon can eat my entire cake? I do remember saying that. Exactly, because this is child-friendly. I'll let that dragon eat my cake and have it too. I don't know if that's sounding good or not. J-Money's been reading a lot of the Sears catalog lately. Alright, I don't know about you where you live, Lagmeister, out yonder in the desert and whatnot. I haven't seen a Sears in years. Years. And I haven't seen a Sears catalog in more years. But yeah, I read them all the time.
Guide my fists.
Just to remember the good old days. J-Man doesn't like pistachio. I didn't say I didn't like pistachio. Like, I like the nuts. Well, I like pistachio nuts well enough on their own. And I don't mind them on cake, but I'm like, if you're gonna list off your favorite cake, like I would choose carrot cake over that. But
On your marks.
I've come to know that even though in general y'all have, you know, kind of similar tastes in many things. Like you like pineapple, you like pizza, but then you like pineapple on pizza and you go too far. I like pistachios, I like cake, but then you want to put pistachios on cake, and I say that's too far. He likes angel cake covered in shrimp pate? No. I mean, crab cakes with shrimp pate, perhaps. I don't think I've ever had angel cake. I don't think it's ever attracted me. Here we go. The coup de grace. I don't know how the bad guy got so many cards on the board. He was top decking the entire time. But I guess, you know, 50 points of damage is plenty enough time to gather some cards. Boom, boom. Dead for a ducat. Well, Speaker, is everything in order? Guide my fists. The Speaker acknowledges the validity of this agreement. The Cambrai monks will become your soldiers. Thank you for your cooperation. We will return in a month. Be prepared for war by then. Oh, my fists! Oh, maybe that's a gal? I really don't know. It looks like that was not a very clean bit of artwork there. You see that? Like that's a guiding line to be like, here's where the hairline is. I think that's not supposed to be there. This is a pretty rough. It's interesting when you have like, you can see some rough things, but yet it's colored in a way that makes you think they have the time. I'm hoping we can do like we did with Beowulf, where we get the rewards for the win just by spectating. But I think we have to click, and as soon as we click, we're not going to get the rewards. Nope. I think I will stop. I'm getting very sleepy. Can understand that. My mama used to make pistachio fluff. That's not sound kosher. It's 11:30. Oh yeah. Oof. Yeah. No. It's only 5:30 here and I'm pooped already. Yeah, I don't know why. Just yeah, I don't know. The armpit of your dice rolling arm. That could be it. Well, yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to... I'm not going to be able to play tomorrow. I think I'm going to be on the injured reserve list. Don't know if I can... Okay. You know, it's impressive just how many things don't translate well, gesture-wise. Yeah. I don't know that I'll be able to roll the dice like I used to. I'm gonna have to recover. The only cake I'll eat is tres leches, 3 leeches. Other cakes are too dry and too sweet. So I don't know why you would be eating leeches, but to each his own. I think that just means what, 3 milks, right? Isn't leche milk and tres is 3? One of those trays, yeah. So 3 milks. That doesn't sound like a cake. That sounds like pudding. But I've never had it, so I can't say. Aims for the poor. Oh, alms for the poor. Said my looks maxing ecclesiastic. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and he talked like he was a voice actor. Like, alms for the poor. Please give your alms to the poor like me. That sounds good. I'll do the same. Frogos, what is the best ice cream? Well, that's tough. It depends on where I'm getting ice cream, but my default is chocolate. Oh my gosh. again, all the flavors. Oh. Wow. Or pecan. Yeah, I'm with you, Lagmeister. Dulce de leche is the best. Sweet milk? I don't know if it's a Mexican shop that changes things. Oh, I don't know if it's a Mexican shop that changes things. Inu, playing on Sunday this week, but after the game at Skyrim. Timey! Indeed. Indeed. That's, yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh, wait, no, he hasn't played it yet. Feel like a dragon. D's pistachios. D's pistachios! I always go for carrot cake with cream cheese frosting. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can get a carrot cake without the cream cheese frosting, like Meister. I think they go together like bacon and eggs and skippity and doodah. I don't know. My brain really is not doing all that well right now. It is not producing sounds from my mouth with any dignity. I have to be in the right mood for that? Interesting, Io. Interesting. So, by default, you'll take vanilla cake with a bunch of nuts, but you have to be in the mood for carrot cake? Highly suspicious. People always get red velvet not realizing it's chocolate and kidney stones. I've never been partial to it. I think I may have had it, but it sounds great, but it was never like, woo, I just rather have straight up chocolate cake. So I cannot deny that it is in fact kidney stones. But Denise, I just want to thank you before. I don't know when you're gonna pass out or depart, but I want to thank you for playing with us and for us today. We were gonna go head to head, which would be a nice way to talk about the game, but unfortunately, the game did not let us. But don't let that dissuade you. This game does let you play against other people. It's just whatever reason having some problems right now. So yeah. As you can see, she was able to build some pretty cool decks. She hasn't been playing all that long herself, so definitely not too hard to get into. And let's see. My collection. Maybe I should just say dragon. Alright, that's just showing. Oh, stupid new card is there. So I do have some legendary. So I guess it's definitely got to be purple. And I got to say, red looks pretty good too. So purple and red. That would be warrior in Legends. Thunderstrike. Isn't that a Thunderstrike? I don't know. There's Thundercats. Thunderstrike. 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 Ho! Dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, that's Silverhawks. Damn it. Silverhawks and Thundercats, they're pretty much interchangeable. The same cartoon, really. I have to be in the right mood for that. People always get the red velvet. I like the nuts clipped. Yeah. Here's another one. My tongue is a liability. Oh, gosh. Crab rangoons with the sauce are good. Yeah. This felt like a game versus Telvanni with 3 necromancer amulets. Exactly. Oh, the only difference, is that you can't beat that. You'll never beat. I don't even think you can beat Telvanni with 2 amulets down, unless the person doesn't know what the heck they're doing, which would be me, to be honest. But yeah, I think was it Sly Boog or Sly Boogie? Was like the one who said, if you get 2 amulets down, it's over with. You just can't. There's too many ways for Telvanni to burn through those and generate health. So yeah, if there was 3 on the board, you're not winning that game. But yeah, the long drawn out nature of it certainly felt like that. Go for a walk after the stream. I might do that because my legs don't hurt. It wasn't leg day. It was mostly upper body that was kicking my butt. The best way to discover muscles you didn't know you had is to do like a workout that you're not familiar with, and you'll be like, oh, apparently there's a muscle here, and here, because they all hurt like the dickens, and I can't move any of them. 3 leeches. That's my American Spanish understanding right there. I like the nuts. Yeah, the dice shaking was poorly advised. 2 leeches zone. You know what? I saw the line, and I knew who it was before I saw who said it. I was like, that's not something Carlos would say. That's not something Lagmeister would. There's only one person that I know of who would make that joke. And I was not wrong, nor disappointed, although I didn't make any money because nobody would have taken that bet. Good night, Denise. Good night. I'll have some editing to do later. Very important business type stuff. Yeah, I mean, I should be doing that now. In fact, I might nip this a little bit. I mean, I hate to bail so early. I mean, it's only, we still got an hour and a half left typically, but I do need to. So it's worse than I thought, because here's the thing. I'm going to talk shop because I know you all can relate. If you give me a 17-minute long video and there are, let's say, 5 times where you're going through your script and you mess up. So you're saying the line is, the most important thing to remember is always be on your guard. And you say, the most important thing is to always guard. Oh, shoot, sorry. And you pause. The most important thing to know, or I did it again. Okay. Yeah. The important thing to remember is to always be on your guard. That pause creates a gap in the waveform that I'm looking, as an editor, I'm looking for, because that typically means that something has happened. I know that I need to make a cut there because somewhere you messed up, and that part is going to be added on. And ideally, that happens, like I said, 5 or 6 times in 17 minutes. That's not bad at all. But if it happens every 20 seconds, and sometimes there's no break because you don't stop talking, so there's really no way for me to see that it's coming, it takes like 2 to 3 times as long to get a clean edit out of it. And that's the reality on Facebook. I thought I was going to be done with that phase before I started the stream today, but I'm barely through the first video, and I've got 2 left. So it's a monumental task that lies before me, and that's phase 1. Phase 2 is adding all the captions, and captions for a 15-minute video is probably 4 hours a piece, maybe longer. And then it's B-roll, and B-roll is a wild card because you could search through 25 different videos and not find anything that really fits. Or you could hit it on the first try. It really just depends on what you end up looking at and what you need and how abundant it is out in the wild. Yeah. So, good times. Later, Denise. Thanks for destroying J Money. Lagmeister, you are the king of rewriting history. And present. You're just good at maligning reality, my friend, which is fine. I'm gonna need to go back and look at your. I know you posted, in theory, you posted some runs like the turbo tunnel, and I just need to go back and look because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find out that they were listed from somebody else. I've got my eye on you, which is kind of ironic since you're not in the videos, but still, it's cool. J Money and the stream, we understand. Took me forever to add captions to my latest 19-minute video. Oh, geez, did you really? Now, Io, you do know, I don't know what you're using, but if you use Premiere, if you're doing straight captions, like I can't do straight captions. These aren't just like, like you're watching a video and like closed caption kind of thing. It's actually, like I've got to put it in a box and it's got to pop up and have animation. If you just need to do straight captions, in Premiere, you can automatically have it generate a transcript and generate captions for you, and then you just have to kind of go through and make sure it gets all the punctuation and spelling and everything right. So that may save you some time if you're using Premiere. If you're not, I'm not sure. I'm guessing DaVinci might have something like that. I'm not sure what you're using, but there are ways. If you're just doing straight up captions, there are ways to use the system to get them done faster automatically, and then you just have to tweak them. But the stuff that I'm doing, unfortunately, is it's animated and it has to be done in a certain format, so I just have to go through. Luckily, that means, unlike captions, probably like you're doing, where it's every single word is captioned, only keywords and phrases are being highlighted. But I still have to go into Premiere. It's whatever. It's work. Look, every job has its thorn, and that just happens to be my thorn. And I probably should have been piecemealing it during the week, and I didn't. One moment. Please hold. Ooh, Eclipse Dragon. My handsome dragon I crafted. I got him as I like the R. Not the best reason, but still fun. Oh, the art, I think. Yeah, no, I don't know if you can see this. It gets a little fuzzy. But, yeah, you can't really see it all that well. But that was the dragon that Denise crafted. It is a legendary. No, it's a common. But it is in red, so I was right. Red does have good dragons. And, you know, okay, yeah, you know what? What is that called? Eclipse Dragon. Wow, that was bad. Eclipse Dragon. But I got to go back in and say owned and unowned. Non-premium. There he is. $800. I can like craft 2 of them. He is cool though. He's very cool. I was hoping he'd be like 50 bones, but damn. I think I'll stream my CCG right after this. See you tomorrow. Carnate. Awesome. Well, there you go. So you've got an embarrassment of riches. You can either check out Froglos_1 for some Dark Souls shenanigans. First time going, so probably gonna get crushed. And then you got Io playing his CCG as soon as I shut down here. Hey, that's my terrible Tunny video. Yeah, that's what you would say, Lagmeister. Trust but verify, or in this case, doubt and maybe verify and possibly slander. Tried YouTube's captions. Not hard, just takes time. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, I forgot YouTube does that automatically, right? I think. Lag also said he beat Mike Tyson, but I haven't seen the video. Yeah. Oh, I have a good excuse for that. Right, Lagmeister. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I beat him by decision. I beat him by letting him punch my face, but getting points. Technical and embarrassing. And no record of it, interestingly enough. All right, but yeah, I think I will go ahead and call it just because that is fast. It doesn't even ask you like to confirm. You just close out and it's like, okay, bet you're gone. But yeah, just because yeah, I don't know what went on today, but I'm dragging my butt. And now I really want some freaking cake. But anyway, Inu, I will see you Sunday. Io, I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully I'll have my brain back for a little while anyway. But, and then Lagmeister, I guess I'll see you and Carlos. If it's not stream, it live. Oh, if it's not streamed live, it didn't happen. You know the rules. Exactly. Oh, there you go. So there, yeah, there's Io's channel, the one roll. So it's his card game that he created. I guess you're going to be trying it out in the tabletop simulator thing. So yeah, if you want, more of what you saw here, but an original creation, check out the one roll, and or check out Froglos in his endeavors to beat Dark Souls. And hopefully, if I'm awake, I will check out either or both. So anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm sorry this is ending so prematurely and there was low energy on my end, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know if it's stress or what, but just don't feel like I got a lot of juice, and it could be the soreness. Like that does take a lot out of you. I tried not to move very much because I can't, but anywho, it's been a pleasure. Y'all take care, and I'll see most of you sometime this weekend.